to Atlanta, where tonight the ACC leaders return to conference play. Number 3 Georgia Tech looking to keep its top spot in the standings as they open a 3-game series at Mackey Space Ballpark with the Duke Blue Devils, who come in 9-15 in conference play. Only 2 regular season weekends remain in the ACC. Georgia Tech 2 games clear of North Carolina for first place. Duke, meanwhile, trying to begin a late season surge to improve its seeding for the ACC tournament. And we are ready to go. Hi, everyone. Andy Demetra, Bobby Miranda, Dusty Isaacs. And mathematically, guys, Georgia Tech has a chance to raise that trophy as early as this weekend.
Well, with the sweep this weekend, Andy, this is one goal. Their first goal will be accomplished. That's winning the regular season title. What do you think, Dusty?
Yeah, even with one win this weekend, a lot to play for. That'll secure the double bye, a top 4 seed when they go to Charlotte. Sets them up really good for a strong tournament. So a lot to play for tonight. Especially
with that new format in the ACC tournament. We do know this. If the Yellow Jacks can get the same kind of production that Ryan Zuckerman supplied last weekend, they may be on their way.
Yeah, Andy, I think Georgia Tech had a really good idea of what they were getting on the offensive side of the ball coming into this year. When you think of guys like Drew Burress, Alex Hernandez, Von Lackey. But Zuckerman's been the big X factor in this offense. So far this year, he's going 349, 58 RBIs, which is tied for the team lead. He started all 48 games, and he's second in the ACC with 18 home runs, just putting together a massive season.
Duke, meanwhile, will need to get some pop at the plate from Cade Smith. He did it in their midweek with a couple of home runs.
Well, this is their guy, and when he hits, they go. Unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, 222 average, 4 for 18, and they've lost 9 of 10. They need him to be the RBI guy if Duke wants a chance in this series.
He and the Blue Devils will face Georgia Tech's Game 1 starter, the junior right-hander, Tate McKee.
And if you watch Georgia Tech baseball, a really familiar face starting on Friday nights. He's been out there for 3 years now. Take a look at the numbers, putting together a really strong year, 7-1, 4.18 ERA. Tonight, a big focus for him is going to be getting in advantage counts. The last 2 weekends, he's been able to tightrope it, but we've seen a lot of 3-1, 2-0 counts. The other side of that coin is he has the stuff to come back and get those swings and misses. Back-to-back starts with 8 punch-outs.
Here's the lineup for Corey Muscara and the Duke Blue Devils in Game 1. Jake Lambden will lead off. R.J. Hamilton bats behind him. Smith, followed by the catcher Matthew Strand. Anderson, DeMartini had 2 home runs on Tuesday as well. Marsh, Zorn, Quagliano round things out. And as you can see, when Duke gets on the base pass, they will wear out opponents. 6th in the nation with 134 stolen bases. As Jake Lambden stands in, we get this game underway with the ball inside for McKee, who, despite having to grind the last couple of Fridays, had a season high 8 strikeouts in both appearances. At home versus Wake Forest, and a home last Friday, albeit in a loss to Xavier. And he's behind now on Lambden 2-0, so another disadvantage count to begin against Lambden. The transfer from Xavier went 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch on Tuesday, and Duke's lost to Queens. We're trying to spot that on the inside corner, not getting the call.
And that's 3-0 right off the bat, Dusty. Just to your point, I mean, he has to get ahead, avoid those 3 ball counts. That's when Tate McKee is at his best.
Goes the outside corner this time. So Duke belted 5 home runs against Queens on Tuesday, but that accounted for all of their offense as they fell 11-7. As you mentioned, Bobby, losers of 9 of their last 10. That one win, though, was against North Carolina, pulled foul to load the count. First time Duke is facing a top 3 ranked opponent in back-to-back ACC series since 2007. Lambden at 268, 8 home runs. And the payoff from McKee is cut on and missed. So from 3-0 to his first strikeout.
Just like we were talking about in the open, right? That's what we've seen the last 2 weekends. We talked about the stuff. Looks like he goes, is that a cutter or a changeup? Okay, yeah. Something small with a tight break there, full count. Yeah. And that's what we've seen. 3-0, establishes himself back in the strike zone, then uses that good stuff to get a swing and a miss, right? So he gets the first batter out, but he's 6 pitches in.
Yeah, big time pitch to make it happen right there, but we wanted to cut that pitch count down a little bit. He'll go further in the game, potentially.
One away for R.J. Hamilton, fouls it back. Hamilton, the junior from Hoover, Alabama, transfer from Vanderbilt. Pair of hits, including his 6th home run against Queens. Also stole a pair of bases Leadoff home run in Game 3 of their series against North Carolina, and he gets hit. So Hamilton reaches, and Georgia Tech has had issues of late in surrendering first inning runs. And speaking of runs, Hamilton can do that. 25 of 29 in stolen bases.
That's a changeup right there. Just ran up and in. Just didn't get out extended. Right. You want to get kind of out in front of your left eye if you're a right-handed thrower. That gets you extended on that pitch.
Especially as a righty, right?
Yes.
Right on right. And the misses we've seen early tonight from McKee have all been arm side. So I think that's going to be a common key for him, is he's got to really work down the mound, try and reach out and touch that catcher.
Exactly.
Man aboard for Caden Smith. And Hamilton takes off. Throw down by Lackey is over the bag, and he is gunned down. That is a hand cannon from the All-American Von Lackey. Wipes out Hamilton for out number 2.
That was amazing right there, guys. He had to get rid of it. It was a great jump. We'll see, they're going to have a replay right here. But watch this. He throws it. Tremendous jump by Hamilton right here. And then he throws the ball literally like three-quarter, almost sidearm to get rid of it like a shortstop. Look at that.
And Bobby, to me, what's most impressive about that catch and throw is, as a catcher, you want to receive, the toughest ball to throw is the one that's way glove side.
Yes.
Right? He has to go all the way left to get it. And because
close down.
And then hands are so quick, to your point, the transfer is almost like a shortstop on a double play ball.
Amazing, amazing athlete back there. You don't see that a whole lot. Guys throw from a low three-quarter slot from behind the plate and have that accurate of a throw.
And that's the other side of it. Right on the bag. Couldn't have been more accurate.
Where Muscara asking for the review.
And I think Hamilton, he was kind of motioning to the umpire that he did the swim move, thinks he avoided the tag to where maybe one of the hands gets down, other one swims over. Pretty quick call, though.
And the call is upheld. Well, we knew this would be tremendous theater all weekend. A Duke team that's as aggressive as anybody in the ACC or the country, stealing bases against arguably the best defensive catcher in the country in Von Lackey. And the first round goes to Von Lackey.
And the first round will go to Von Lackey in July as well. Trust me.
Meanwhile, the 1 ball, no strikes to Smith. Out in front, rolls it foul.
And what that does for you as a pitcher, no runner in scoring position. If he's safe there, right now you're pitching. Now you know that you're on your heels. You have to execute. Now you're 2 outs, no one on, and that saves you so many pitches. You're back in 10 pitches in a really good trajectory.
He can get caught up again. I mean, you know, 15, 16 pitch innings. Those are what you're looking for. Less than that, and now he can get caught back up.
And stays back in the windup, probably more comfortable.
Yes.
Smith reached double-digit home runs with a pair against Queens. Hadn't had a home run until then since April the 12th. Graduate student out of Yanceyville, North Carolina, played last season at Charleston Southern. We were second-team all-conference. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's on the way from McKee. Comebacker handled easily. And the shovel by McKee ends the Duke first. Hit by pitch, but Von Lackey is a one-man eraser. He guns down Hamilton. We'll introduce you to Duke's starting pitcher, coming off the best outing of his season. They'll try to tame this Georgia Tech offense coming up. As we had noted, Duke loses of 9 of its last 10, but that lone win came against North Carolina, the number 2 team in the country, and it was on the strength of that man. Peter Lemke, the junior, gets the call-up to Game 1 tonight.
Yeah, this is a Division III All-American with a 6-pitch mix. I mean, that is highly unusual at this level. He has 2 different heaters. He has a ride 4-seam, then he throws that sinker, slider, changeup, curveball, cutter. I mean, legit 6-pitch mix. The interesting thing on him is in the fall, we talked to Coach Moose, 85 to 88 in the fall after being an All-American D3 level. And all of a sudden, now he's throwing 92 to 95, and he's a starter on the weekend in the ACC. He's made a big jump. He's worked hard, and Coach Muscara is very, very pleased with this young man.
Here's the Georgia Tech batting order. Yellow Jackets still number 1 in the nation in average and runs per game. No change at the top with Kurse, Burris, and Advincula. Von Lackey, we'll see what he do at the plate. Will Baker Followed by Ryan Zuckerman, tied for second in the ACC with 18 home runs. And you notice the return of Alex Hernandez. He'll DH and bat 8th. He's been out since April 25th. First second in the nation, 25 doubles. To lead off the Georgia Tech first. And he starts with a strike from Lempe, who in that game versus North Carolina threw 7 2/3, allowed 5 hits, only 1 run allowed, 1 walk, 3 walks rather, 1 strikeout. Bounce along third, and he's ahead 0-2. Now he also appeared in a non-conference game that Duke played at North Carolina. Didn't count in the ACC standings and kind of got shelled. Allowed 6 earned over a third. But again, to go into the 8th inning and silence the North Carolina offense the way he did. Checks his swing, ring him up, 3 pitches, and down goes Kearse.
And Bobby, to your point, 3 pitches, punch out, 3 different pitches. We saw fastball, right on right change, good hard slider there to finish him. That's depth and that's tight right
Tight,
there. Yeah.
tight pitch at 84, spinning at 2,500 RPMs. Really good stuff. When he gets ahead in the strike zone, gets ahead it early, he can open up a lot of doors and K a lot of guys.
Here's Drew Burress. Georgia Tech did not play a midweek game. Really a busy week for that man, Drew Burress, who graduated earlier today. Did that in 3 years.
Wow.
His business administration degree. Here's a strike, 1-1. Comes in trying to extend a 10-game hitting streak. He's second in the ACC in doubles behind the man who preceded him in the order, Kearse, 18.
Right on right change right there. And you see that with the best hitters in the country in college baseball. You'll see those right on right changeups. That's one of the few ways to get those great hitters out.
Chasing a high, hard one. That's at 92. Follow through might have caught Strand, the catcher.
And you brought up a good point earlier. He gave up 6 earned in a third of an inning, right? He still has a 5 ERA. You take that outlier out,
sure,
those numbers start to look a lot better. Start to align with what we've heard from Coach Mascara and the way he probably pitched in that at the D3 level. So far, so good. The stuff's plenty good enough. 90, 92 early on. We've seen 3 or 4 different pitches already. Could be a tough ask.
And on 2-2, Burress unloads deep left field, off the scoreboard. Graduation day and a home run day for Drew Burress. I think he hit his face on the scoreboard.
Now only 2 away from Jason Varitek's Georgia Tech home run record. A laser beam off the face of the scoreboard on a breaking ball, Dusty.
Yeah, I think it's a breaking ball up, and Drew Burress does not miss those very often. This is one of those homers that almost looks like it's climbing. Yeah, hanging slider, and he makes his hay on those, especially when they stay up in the zone. I mean, from where we're sitting, you can see the trajectory of that ball. Just a line drive, 114 off the bat.
Looked like a driver off the bat at 114. I mean, that was ridiculous.
Brings up Jaron Advincula as he pops it into foul territory. Quagliano hustles over, runs out of room. Home run number 11 on the season, 55 in the career for the junior Drew Burress. He walked across the graduation stage this morning. He could take a trot around the bases in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's the second baseman, Jaron Advincula, the nation's hits leader. As he turns on it, deposits it into right center. Hamilton's cap comes flying off, can't run underneath that. And Advincula extends his hitting streak to 16 games on an 85th hit of the year.
That guy just finds the grass in the outfield on a regular basis. He is so hitterish in the box. He has a feel for hitting the ball like Wee Willie Keeler. Hit him where they ain't.
Yeah, you said hitterish is the best way to describe him. We've seen his bat control and the way this bat stays in the zone, guys, it's so long where even when he's fooled, his hands are so good it gives him a chance.
He got jammed a little bit right there and still a base knock.
Advincula also leads the Yellow Jackets in stolen bases, and this Duke defense has been picked on this year. Opponents have stolen 112 bases. They've only been caught stealing 9 times. As Lackey stands in, already a web gem defensively. Cutting down the base runners, Advincula takes off, throw is high, and it bounces into center field. Advincula will stay put. Advincula with his team leading 11th stolen base of the year.
Outstanding jump right there. Easily into second base ahead of the throw. You see it right there. No shot on that.
Kind of caught in the spokes there over the tag. Couldn't scramble to his feet and make a break for third, but he's in scoring position nonetheless. And the 1-1. Grounded sharply but foul. Von Lackey's 6th in the ACC in on-base percentage. He's 7th in slugging. Well, homers, 54 driven in.
And Von had a couple weeks, not now, but a couple weeks ago was in that little bit of a slump. Now he's at 440 in the last 2 weeks. The 1.0 OPS, staying through the middle of the field more.
And we saw some of the bats last week that were really showing he's starting to come out of that lull, right? I don't even know if I call it a slump. It's hard to use that word, you know, when you're still slashing, what, 371. But it was definitely a lull.
He had a
Didn't
little
look
222
himself, right?
two-week period, yes.
Set a high bar for himself.
He's right back into it, like you said, Dusty. He's got his approach back.
Raise off, and the count's gone full.
We've seen him so great all year long. It's just when he is right center to center, it's as good as it gets in college baseball.
Advincula at second. Run in on the Burris homer. And the payoff from Lemke is outside. Didn't miss by much. Good pitch, but a better eye.
It can happen so quickly against this offense. You know, like Lemke, after that at bat against Curse, looked to be really in control of this inning. Let me give another look. That's a good take. I do think it's off the plate.
It's a pro take.
Yeah.
It's a pro take. He knows the strike zone. He understands himself. And that's probably, you know, you say, okay, pretty good walk, whatever, but then you've got to face the rest of this lineup, which is, they just keep coming if you're a Yellow Jacket.
First and second for Will Baker. His backdoor breaking ball. Baker on an 8-game hitting streak.
There's that bigger breaking ball. Dusty and I were talking about it before the game. He hasn't thrown many this year, but he's at over 70% strike with that pitch.
Way out front.
Good changeup there.
Love that sequence where you go breaking ball and then changeup follows it. The hitter seems to eliminate change, thinks breaking ball or fastball. And here's straight and you're way out front.
If you look at the numbers, Lemke is still averaging less than 1 strikeout per inning. But when you have a 6-pitch mix, and you heard that correctly, you got a lot of tools to keep batters off balance, even a lineup that can be as potent at Georgia Tech. Baker batting .357, 9 homers, 43 driven in. Swing and a high drive by Baker. Hamilton flips his hips. He'll have just enough room at the base of the wall. And Advincula tags from second. A noisy second out as Baker missed a home run by a few feet.
Just missed that one right there, Dusty.
And that's one as a pitcher. When you're going to go breaking ball to a lefty as a righty, it's got to be down. Like, and I used to have a pitcher coach, down means down. You know, like,
right.
It can't just be at the knees, especially a guy like Baker with his swing path. We've talked about in previous games, that type A lefty likes to go down and scoop. If you don't get that to the back foot, it could be trouble. Just missed that one. But, you know, Lemke's still a pitch away here from limiting him to 1. It feels like a much bigger inning than it is so far.
He has to get past Ryan Zuckerman to do it. Zuckerman, 18 home runs. Nobody's catching Tate Davis this year for the home run crown in the ACC, but Zuckerman tied for second with 18 homers.
3 in his last 2 weeks, hitting .321. It's been very, very consistent here for the Jackets.
So tied for 4th in the ACC, 58 RBIs. A 2-home run series opener versus Xavier last Friday. In that game, Georgia Tech's 13-game home win streak was snapped in extras. Lackey takes off. Throw down by Strand is high. Very fortunate that did not climb into center field, or else it would have cost the Blue Devils a run. Lackey can run. That's a 10th stolen base.
Well, Andy and I were talking before the game, are the Jackets going to run? Because the Blue Devils do give up a lot of stolen bases. Okay, they haven't thrown many guys out this year, and they've already answered that question. They're running often. The time to the plate by Lemke is slow, 1.5+, and those bases are stolen very easily, Dusty.
And that's usually not a huge part of their game, you know, generally speaking. But if they have an opportunity to your point, it looks like they're going.
Nine outside, 2-1. Zuckerman, the transfer from Penn, 3-17 with runners in scoring position. He's got a pair there against Lemke. Try to limit the damage in the first. Wave and a miss.
Change up again, right on right.
Yeah, he's into that right on right change for sure. Great hand speed on that pitch.
And that's what the hitter's swinging at, right? Is the delivery, the arm action. You let the grip do the work and keep it down. There's a lot of swing and miss to be had there, even right on right.
Low, the count's going full.
Another changeup. We used to always say the goal on the changeup is what? What is your goal on a changeup? To make the hitter swing the bat. If you throw a changeup and the hitter doesn't swing the bat, you don't have a good changeup. If he swings the bat, you want contact or a swing on that pitch. That is the key.
Here we go on 3-2. Rolled over. Quagliano has to stay back on it. Fires and gets Zuckerman. Now, it took 26 pitches, but Lemke escapes the first inning with just one run allowed, and it came on the blast from Drew Burress. Many an ACC pitcher has suffered this fate over the last 3 seasons. Off the scoreboard, Georgia Tech has to the second, up 1-0. Fast last summer, and a lot of blue blood programs. Of course, Chris Pollard left after 13 years in Durham to take over for Brian O'Connor in Virginia. James Ramsey, after 7 years as an assistant at Tech, elevated to head coach following the retirement of 34-year college baseball Hall of Famer Danny Hall. And James Ramsey has a chance tonight to pilot this Georgia Tech team to a 40th win of the season. As Matthew Strand leads off the Duke second. Georgia Tech with a chance to clinch back-to-back 40-win seasons for the first time since 2011. That ball is driven deep down the line by Strand and gone. Just over the 329 sign, a solo shot by Strand, and we're level at 1.
That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball up and in, and he just buggy whips it to the pull side on the line, just clearing the 329 sound. I mean, that got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah, and if you're Tate McKee, I think you're okay with the pitch. It's just a better swing. I don't know if we'll get another look at it to see how in it was, if it was in or third or if it was black. I mean, that's pretty in there.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, look at that tight hands in the turn of Strand there allows him to get the barrel to it. Really impressive swing.
Strand, who was 0 for 5 in the midweek. And now a ball outside to Colin Anderson. If there is one, I'm sure there's a story behind the giant shark in the dugout, by the way. If there is a weakness with Tate McKee, that's the 14th home run that he's allowed this year. It's the most of any pitcher in the ACC. And Georgia Tech has given up some long balls. Over their previous 7 games, they've allowed 21 homers. Remember, Duke clobbered 5 home runs, albeit in the losing effort versus Queens on Tuesday.
So I just got intel. The shark in the dugout, they got from the aquarium today.
How about that?
Yeah, downtown ATL. So there it is.
All their per diem spent on the shark. $60 shark.
Yeah, those things don't come cheap in the gift shop.
Look at that. Somebody win that? The carnival?
Are we officially calling that a rally shark? Check swing, Anderson goes, and down he goes on strikes. 1 away on McKee's second punch out.
Good sharp slider right there by Tate McKee. And we've seen him be a lot of fastball changeup early on. look for this more as he gets these riders in those advantage counts that we were talking about. That's what he wants to finish them with, expanding the zone, establishing the fastball early, expanding the zone with that sharp slider.
He has a great one.
First pitch sinks low to Michael DiMartini, the center fielder out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Transfer, though, from Dayton. Productive with 3 hits, 2 for home runs. Also had a double against Queens. Out front there, 1-1. He's a preseason first team National College Baseball Writers Association All-American after hitting .403 and setting a school record for hits, runs, and stolen bases last season at Dayton. .253 this year. Caps it off his bat. His home runs on Tuesday, number 7 and 8 on the season. Corey Muscar had to get hustling in the portal after he got hired. DiMartini's a good one.
Tried to throw that slider again. Just a little too big with that one. He's been throwing at 83 to 87 today already. That's a power breaking ball.
Little number right back to McKee, and the long toss. Again, you guys know sometimes it can feel so unnatural for a pitcher to throw overhand after fielding a ground ball. Whatever gets the job done, as long as it gets there in time.
You could almost tell as soon as Tate went to give that long shovel that it was a little longer than he thought. You know. But to your point, when you've been delivering bullets downhill at 94 mile an hour, it's difficult sometimes to get that comebacker and throw that soft dart over to first.
Absolutely. You see a lot of guys run it over there as far as they can, then the little short shovel throw.
Lone left-hander in the lineup is Bobby Marsh. That was like a cornhole toss.
The back foot came off the ground,
I see we have a stickler for cornhole rules in the broadcast booth. Marsh, a senior, transferred from Miami.
Tate's thrown 2 really good changeups. The last pitch to the hitter that he, threw the ball over there under in a cornhole toss, and the first pitch to Marsh, outstanding changeups. That's a good sign for him.
It's an uppercut from Marsh, a ball and 2 strikes.
When he can spin it like he can and then add that changeup to it.
And that's the pitch that's really improved over the last year.
I like that.
A lot of confidence you can see he has in that changeup. Going to it here.
Yes.
Same result. He gave up the solo home run to begin the inning from Strand, but weak contact, or in this case, no contact. In the 3 batters since, a pair of punch-outs for McKee. Matthew Strand, though, gets the Blue Devils on the board. Like Bobby said, Buggy whipped that fastball over the left field wall. We're tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second. CC, it's its best conference record through 24 games in school history. And when you swing the bats like they have this year, you can understand why. .315 not only leads the ACC, they're the only team that's batting above .300 in conference play this season. Kent Schmidt leads off. Reached safely in 11 straight games, batting 7th tonight. You always expect numbers to go down when you get into the grind of conference play. But even then, .315 against some of the pitching that we've seen around the ACC this year. Given how gaudy some of their numbers have been this year, you look at it, .315, and say, oh, it's not as impressive as I thought for Georgia Tech. No, trust, it's really good.
And that might be, if you were to ask him, James Ramsey's maybe favorite stat, right? As they get into conference play, it seems like as 1 through 9, they hit upper level arms better. Their approach gets a little tighter. They're never overmatched, it seems like.
And Dusty, to your point, they're so good with 2 strikes. They will grind out at bats, foul pitches off, and several of their hitters have more walks and HBPs than their strikeouts. That is a tough out. That is a tough out.
And even on innings where you only scratch for 1, right? You make the starter work 30 pitches.
Yes.
Pushed out and rolled over. Anderson range into his right, sets down Schmidt.
change up there. Had Schmidt out in front. Again, not a bad swing. Definitely out in front. Hands stay back. Hit it hard enough. Just right at Anderson.
Found to hear the walk-up music again of Alex Hernandez. Been out injured since April 25th. That was the Wake Forest weekend. Lays off and takes in tight. Anderson 353, 7 home runs, 35 driven in. Last year's ACC Freshman of the Year. Had a pair of home runs in that ACC regular season clinching series at Duke last year.
Great to see him back in the lineup. Needs to get healthy here in the stretch run.
Have to imagine that's part of the reason they're taking their time with him.
There's another guy in the lineup that, Dusty, you and I talk about their approach and how great it is. James Ramsey does such a great job. He is so good, Hernandez, to right center with power.
And we saw that early on, as soon as he got on campus, which you don't see very often, right? Pool side's what comes first, and you learn to drive the ball and backspin it opposite field.
He's the other way around.
Right. From his freshman year, even, he let the ball get deep. Even when he got beat, he's strong enough with enough length where he can still drive it out, especially here. And now he's learning to see breaking balls early, going poolside.
And pull them in the air, with backspin, yes.
2-2 from Lemke is wide.
We've seen home runs this season with him to the pull side, driven way out of here on off-speed pitches that are up in the strike zone. Whereas last year, that really wasn't in his game. It was more backside exclusively. And this year, he can hit that hanger up and drive it to the pull side in the air.
Now the payoff. In on the hands, fights it off.
And you see that, Bobby, especially as you get into pro baseball. Like, no one really hits a good slider well consistently, right?
Yeah.
But you can definitely make a lot of money and play for a long time by putting good swings on hangers.
Absolutely. Guys make a lot of money hitting mistakes in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Lemke will try to avoid a mistake here. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing. Wins that battle with Hernandez. 2 out.
That was either a cutter or a changeup, and he's tight.
Pick one of your 6,
small
right?
Little, one of 6 here. That's a cutter.
Yeah. Shorter.
Yep.
Tighter. What was the velo? 85 on the velo. Yeah, I think you're right.
It almost played like a changeup because it was straight, had a little cut to it. Call it a cut change if you want it.
7th pitch in the mix.
Yeah. And there's the bigger one.
There's that bigger one. It's a strike automatic. Right off the bat. Leads with it on 0-0 just to get a strike, steal one.
Caleb Daniel batting 9th, 298 for the sophomore.
And a lot of times, I can speak for myself at least.
Sure.
When you have 6, it's hard to keep them all the same. When I had too many, curveball started morphing into slider. They became 1 that wasn't sharp. It's really tough to manipulate and keep your wrist, disciplined to shape the ball the way that we're seeing out of him. It's not easy.
That's that good 2-seamer right there. Do you see that arm side run?
Hard run, yeah.
Horizontal break of 17+ inches. It's a lot of movement.
Lemke deals the 1-2. So at the end of Daniel's bat, Quagliano barely needs to step out of his tracks, and Lemke sets down the Jackets 1-2-3. In the second, good pitchability from Peter Lemke, including a strikeout of Hernandez. Will head to the 3rd, still tied at 1.
His fast twitch action right here. This is a 1-9-1 on the money from the sidearm slot. Just incredible throw from the elite athlete, Von Lackey.
Yeah, we were talking during the break off air. You can't and you wouldn't even teach it like that. It's so reactionary. It's just letting your athleticism take over. And we said it live. He has to go so far left to receive the baseball. A quick transfer, and it's almost just a flick of the wrist right on the money.
Amazing.
Sharp ground ball, but Zorn gets set down by Advincula 1 away. And it's not like that throw down was against a lumbering base runner. You had a guy in Hamilton who is 25 of 29 this year.
100%. And Tate McKee isn't overly quick to the plate.
Right.
I'd imagine he's probably, 1.4, 1.5.
It had to be a 1-9-1 on the money, or he's safe, or
right.
Hamilton's safe. And it was.
And we talk all the time about, actions or the way guys look. As far as defensive actions behind the plate, it's as good as it gets. It's
100%.
everything you want it to look like Von Lackey does. It's just so fun to watch game in, game out.
And he makes it look so easy, so athletic.
Smooth.
He's the kind of guy that, a big leaguer makes it look easy,
Yeah.
right? An elite big leaguer makes it look easy back there, and Vaughn does that.
Skips underneath his glove. 1 ball, 1 strike to Colton Quagliano. Third baseman batting ninth, a graduate student from Kewanee, Illinois. Played his first 4 years at Illinois, where he started 48 games for the Illini last season. Slices it foul, 1-2.
And
I always love those versatile athletes. How about Colton Quagliano? In high school, he was 2-time All-State in football, 4-time All-State in baseball and basketball.
Wow.
They don't make them like that anymore.
They don't.
Man.
It's a slow roller. Zuckerman, bare hands, and it's going to be well late. Quagliano, the virtues of getting the bat on the ball. He reaches with 1 out.
71 off the cap. It's not how hard you hit it sometimes. It's just where you place it. No shot on that one for Zuck. Just put that in your pocket. Go to your next hitter.
He couldn't have rolled it out there any more perfectly.
Yeah.
With his
Duke is probably due some good luck hits. Last in the ACC in average at 272. Jake Lambden struck out his first time through. Feel like we're contractually obligated to give the stolen base numbers of every runner for Duke today. Quagliano 6 for 9.
And if you're Tate McKee on the mound, you don't want to alter your delivery too much just to keep him over there and tight. But what you can do is mix up looks, mix up timing, how often you pitch. Sometimes hold until hitter calls time. There's no intention to pitch. On the mound especially, last thing I ever wanted to do was just go complete slide step to where my arm's late, now I hang one. And now that runner on first is already scoring anyway on a double in the gap.
I like holding the baseball. Yep. That's the best way to control the running game. Hold the baseball.
92.
What happens when you hold the baseball is you create tension in the legs of the runner. It's like when you're starting at a sprint. You've been in there when you're a little kid. Hey, let's have a race against each other. And you're waiting to go, and you're sitting there forever. You don't want that when you're in a race. You want to be able to go and get in the same tempo. And when you mess that tempo up, it's hard to get a good jump.
And sometimes you can even see it when the runner's on first. He'll have a little bit of weight transfer and the feet are active. The longer you hold it and you get those feet in cement, he's going to shut it down.
That's right. You can only go so far, right?
1-2 the count to Lambden. Quagliano ranging off of first. Draw a throw from McKee.
Now after the last throw and the last stolen base attempt, the last throw from Lackey, you may be a little more hesitant.
That helps shut it down for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Now fires the 1-2 in the dirt. McKee was the game 1 starter at Duke last year. It was a game that ended with a Georgia Tech win. It was a bit of a wild ride for McKee. 5 innings, only allowed 3 hits, struck out 2, walked 8, but he lived to tell the tale.
I remember that game. I watched that game. He really danced around some traffic in that outing.
Fine shot foul.
It's kind of what we've been alluding to over the last 2 starts as well. I think that's what everyone's, again, the stuff is plenty good enough. Is it electric top end that you're going to see in college baseball? No, but it's plenty good. I don't want to sell him short there. The next step is for him not having to pitch that way and living on the edge of 3-2, 2-1 and having to claw your way back in. I think that's going to be huge for him if he can get back into those 0-2, 1-2 counts. Life is so much easier.
And spikes the fastball and the count's gone full.
I don't know if you noticed, you're sitting here watching the game. Von Lackey had 2 balls in the dirt right here with an A runner, which is a really good runner. And he just calmly blocks those balls and they fall right in front of his feet.
Deadens it.
Deadens it. I mean, that is at a high level of blocking the baseball, letting it settle in front of you so you can make a play. The ball doesn't go 10 feet away. It doesn't go behind him. It's just elite. It's very impressive.
Swing and a miss. Oh, and a back throw by Lackey almost caught Quagliano loafing. Lambton struck out swinging on the 3-2 in the first inning. Same fate here in the third. 2 away.
Change up there, right? Similar to what we saw the first time around. Yeah, that's the good one. Starts outer third, hard sink back in at 89 mile an hour. It's almost like a power change.
Yeah, it's like a power sinker. Power change is a good word for it, Dusty. Very heavy.
Yeah.
2 away for Hamilton. He's hit by a pitch his first time. Sawed off, that bounces off the plate for a foul.
And we say heavy with a pitch, heavy with a fastball, changeups like that. It's like hitting bowling balls as they're diving down. So imagine that it's just very, very heavy. You play catch with a guy with good sink or a heavy pitch, man, he's wearing out your palm because it's hard to play catch with that guy.
I remember when Mike Soroka with the Braves was healthy, and this is probably 3 or 4 years ago, he was throwing a really hard 2-seamers. This was at 95, 96. But I heard an interview with the hitter. He's like, it feels like it's trying to hit a chainsaw. Like, I get going, and it's just, I cannot get through the ball. It's just blowing me up.
And it's in vogue again, right?
Yeah.
The power sinker's back.
Hamilton's .327 average tops on the Blue Devils. He's off, takes low. Hamilton played 13 games for Vanderbilt last year, missed his freshman year in Nashville because of a knee injury. Down in Hoover, Alabama, where he was the #1 ranked player in the state as a senior by perfect game. Quagliano the infield single with 1 out. And a hitter's count for Hamilton. Duke last in the ACC in average, yet they were prolific enough to hang 20 on Miami in a run rule win in mid-March. They've got it in there. Bounced into the Tech dugout, 2-2.
It's another changeup right there. A lot of movement on the inner half.
So one thing I will say, through 45 pitches that we haven't seen out of Tate McKee. We talked a little bit about his last start. We haven't seen much in on righties. We've seen changeup tonight that starts middle, finishes in, but we've also seen good hard sinkers in.
Yes.
And I think if Tate can continue to command the inner part of the plate, that slider away when he does get ahead is just going to be huge.
Should see it right here.
Another throw down by Lackey, the reverse tag by Schmidt. Cuts down Quagliano. Von Lackey is putting on a show.
2 things on that. Absolute hand cannon, like you mentioned earlier, Andy. And then he picks that ball on the backhand and throws it on a laser beam to first base. And what a tag by Schmidt.
No argument there. And the Blue Devils go down scoreless in the third. Von Lackey, yep, got him. East Baseball Park this weekend, 152nd meeting tonight. Georgia Tech captured the series in Durham last year, and on the final day of the regular season, that win clinched a regular season top way to send off a College Baseball Hall of Famer Danny Hall. Here's the victorious picture, the photo op. Stung but foul. Now the first offer into Curse. He had to feel great for Danny Hall. Having announced that last year would be his last in his storied career, that he can raise that regular season trophy one last time.
What a career. What a career. 17. Doing it like no other here on the flats.
152nd meeting tonight. I think Danny coached for approximately 150, 151 of those meetings.
Oh, yeah.
We have the call tomorrow. I'm sure he will argue that point strenuously.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Excited to have him in the booth here tomorrow.
Curse a strikeout victim his first time as Lemke deals. Fisted over the screen. Carson Curse approaching some history, 25 doubles at his second nationally, 2 shy of tying the Georgia Tech single season school record, which was set by former big leaguer Jay Payton back in 1994. Gets brushed back from Lemke.
Jay Payton, Andy. That guy was a tough out. Wow. He was hard to call pitches to. I'll just tell you that right now. I was at UVA when he was playing. That guy can flat out rake.
It's like he had all the answers to the test.
Well, you think about it. You had to deal with him. You had to deal with Veritek. You had to deal with Nomar. And then they had a lineup after that that was unbelievable.
Well, Peyton Veritek's long-standing school records could be in the crosshairs courtesy of Kearse and Drew Burress, who moved within 2 now of tying Veritek's all-time record. Fastball misses high, 2-2 to Kearse. Solo shot from Burress in the first. Solo home run from Matthew Strand to lead off the Duke second.
And how about the season? I don't want to say Kearse is overlooked by any means, but I think Zuckerman gets a lot of the transfer love. Look what Kearse has done this year.
Oh, yeah.
Reaches out and hangs this high in shallow center. DeMartini coming in, Lambden going back, and he makes the catch.
Kearse has moved up the draft boards as well. As on a side note, major league teams calling the coaching staff here and Coach Hall asking about Kearse. He is moving way up the charts.
And
he'll be going high on draft day.
To his credit, reinvented himself offensively.
Yes.
I think coming into the year, if you would have said, hey, well, he's going to give you 260 to 270, but play really good defense every day,
yes,
you take it.
Oh,
and he's instead gone 370 and played really good defense
with
every day.
Power.
With now starting to learn to drive the ball. Yeah, it's he's, you know, to everyone, if you talk to anyone around the program, he's worked at it and really turned himself into a really good offensive player.
Probably gnawing at that last swing as the count evens at 1 on Burress. Burress with that first inning home run extended his hitting streak to 11 games. He had not 1, but 2 4-for-4 games in the series at Duke last year.
He wanted that trophy.
Another change up there, right on right.
Yes.
I think.
I like he's been mixing his pitch as well.
That's the hardest pitch. A right-handed hitter, right on right change. If you've got a good one, you can throw it for a strike. It's difficult.
Tough to throw, though, in my opinion, as well. You know, you have that fear of floating.
Another one sent sky high.
It's another one.
And you said it the first time through with Lemke is, as a cue, you almost got to focus on the other side of your face,
yes.
right?
Yeah, we like to say out in front of your left eye.
Burress with that home run tied Tony Plagman for third all time. One more tied J.J. Thomas for second.
This is a pretty good players.
I was going to say, I want to be on that list. Yeah.
Plagman,
stud.
Spartacus, we used to call him.
Strike 3, clipped the bottom of the zone. Burress thought it was low. All of a sudden, Lemke has set down 7 straight. Third strikeout for Lemke. Doing a good job handling the Georgia Tech lineup one time through. Georgia Tech last season, these were the scenes at Coombs Field at the end of the regular season, holding aloft that trophy. One last time for Danny Hall. Strike starts off at Vincula. Blair to single his first time up, also stole a base.
What a grab out of the transfer portal for the Jackets. This kid right here in the box. I mean, it is, you just plug him in the 3-hole out of Cal.
Yeah, and we've talked about it a little bit with Lackey behind the plate, but as far as actions and swing path and defensive look, he checks a lot of boxes too.
Yeah. Teammate.
Shift on him with 2 strikes. Reaches out, flukes it, and it'll sink for a base hit.
And that's not a one-off. That's how he's been swinging it all year. 0-2. If we get another look at a setup or a swing, watch. Old school, gets a little wider, gets a little lower, chokes up on the bat, and he's just playing pepper. He's going to let his hands work. He trusts his hands so much. Watch this swing. It's a flop shot.
Look at that.
Just minimal stride, not getting too big. Almost a one-hand. The coverage there is so good.
A little backhand lob with a tennis racket.
Bobby Miranda Tennis Club is open for business. Inning continues for Lackey. Sharp ground ball. Quagliano backpedals, throws to second, gets the force. No runs a hit. Lemke with another scoreless frame as we go to the 4th, still tied at 1. Jazz, who moved to the 4th inning. I don't know when Corey Muscara caught up on his sleep finally. Maybe he still hasn't. He signed 33 players in his first 12 days after getting the job. Decorated 4-year stint as the pitching coach at Wake Forest. Had to replace 8 starters. Of course, a lot of those followed Chris Pollard up to Charlottesville, but he's found some good ones, including R.J. Hamilton, who will climb back in to lead off the 4th. He was in the box in the top of the 3rd. Quagliano was caught on a back throw by Lackey. Hamilton reached on a hit by pitch in the 1st, but he also was caught stealing because of the rocket right arm of Von Lackey.
I'll give you about his sleep. Last night, I got a little text from him at 12:30 a.m. on the Instagram.
Okay.
on the gram. Well, we were just texting back and forth on the gram a little bit at 12:30 a.m.
Good for you for being up at 12:30.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
Burn the midnight oil.
You know, head coaches.
Yeah.
Keep vampire hours.
Can't shake it, even when you're
exactly.
Got a couple DMs here and there. You know what I mean?
3
As the
pitches.
kids would say.
All McKee needs to set down Hamilton.
Bobby's still stewing over a pitch call from 2018. It's living in his mind at 12:30.
It is true, actually. That is 100% true. It's a beautiful pitch right here.
Yeah.
Watch the depth on this breaking ball.
And again, point to the count 0-2. When you get to that, when you can work ahead, now the hitter has to protect. You know, when you expand and you're behind 2-1, that's how you get to those 3-1 counts. It's just a huge difference.
Check swing volley by Smith, and there's the cornhole toss by McKee. 1 pitch, and he retires Smith, 2 outs.
And there's that changeup again, Dusty. And that's that 0-0. The hitter sees it straight.
Right.
They think it's juicy. Oh, it's a changeup. I check my swing, 1 pitch, and an out.
And as a hitter, right, 0-0 count, usually 80-90% of the time they're sitting dead red unless it's a really advanced approach. You've seen McKee a few times through. There's quick outs to be had. Cross count, changeup, first pitch.
And he's getting swings on his changeup. Remember, that's the goal on your changeup. Get swings on your changeup.
Pumps a fastball for a strike to Matthew Strand, who exploited an inner fastball for a home run. Led off the Duke's 2nd. It's 12th of the year.
I used to ask that question all the time to my pitchers. I used to be like, hey, what's the goal on our changeup? You go, throw a strike, coach. Throw down and away strike. No, that's too tough. I've had some guys with great changeups. They bounce them all the time, and guys swing at them because they're so hitterish looking, right? They're juicy.
Tapped off
There's
the plate
another
by
one right
Strand.
there.
Yep. By the way, of Matthew Strand's 12 home runs, 11 have come in the ACC. That's the 2nd most in the league in conference play. Graduate transfer from Samford, native of Sewanee.
I'll make a bold statement right now. We've seen Tate McKee throw a ton in his career, both of us, right? All 3 of us have. It's the best changeup I've seen him throw ever since I've been doing these games the last 3 years.
Confidence is definitely.
It's really good.
I have that heater 2-2.
And even there, 1-2 count, you have the option and the opportunity to waste one up, right? So I really like that pitch. Move the eye levels. Now, what are you going here, Bobby? Probably
Got to
slide
make
for
it
chase.
happen right here, whatever it is.
Change up.
I want something in the zone on 2. I want to avoid that 3-ball count no matter what.
But that's, you know, again, not to belabor the point, but when you're 0-2, 1-2, now you can pitch a little bit. You can change eye sights to come back with something and pair it.
No question.
Junior gets one he likes. And the 2-2 is pop foul. Good job by Strand to stay alive. Matthew Strand had 2 home runs, including a grand slam against Miami earlier this year. Also a multi-home run day versus Virginia Tech. And he's been a workhorse. He has started all but 2 games at catcher since February 28th because of injuries to Cider Cannon and Nolan Johnson. Another one spoiled.
It's a good little battle right here. And I also like how Tate is attacking on 2-2 here, avoiding those 3-ball counts. That's a hitter count no matter what, even if you have 2 strikes. Those 3-ball counts, avoid them at all costs like a plague.
He only needed 4 pitches to get through the first 2 batters. 9th pitch of the at-bat to Strand. Swing and a miss. Blows it by him. Another strikeout for Tate McKee. Give him 6 on the day through 4 innings. And 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Devils. wins the battle against Strand. Drawing a lot of comparisons for multiple reasons to the 1994 team. Danny Hall's first as head coach of Georgia Tech led them to Rosenblatt Stadium and an appearance in Omaha. And might that be the same destiny of James Ramsey? Number 2 projected national seed entering this weekend by D1 baseball. And you know it's so important to have the opportunity to host through the Super Regionals. A lot of baseball between now and then, but yeah, Omaha has been squarely in the sights of James Ramsey and the Yellow Jackets since the first practice. It'll be Baker, followed by Zuckerman and Schmidt. And the Georgia Tech fourth. Baker flew out to the base of the right field wall his first time.
Andy, those side-by-side parallels are pretty insane. Just the way that the two teams mirror each other.
Andy's first year, James Ramsey's first year. Turned down and roped by Baker. Hugs the line. We'll see how hard a turn he makes. He'll hold up at first. Cut off well by Hamilton, but a leadoff base hit by Baker. And with that, Will Baker's hitting streak extends to 9.
And that's I think a changeup or cutter maybe. It's hard to tell with so many pitches that he has. I think it was something a little bit off his fastball, but up.
Got a little jammed on this, but look at that. It's above the belt. Baker does a really good job of turning on this pitch. The velo wasn't awesome. I think that's how I could even get a little bit of the head to it.
Zuckerman grounded to third and the Georgia Tech first. Low and outside. Zuckerman third in the ACC, slugging .743. Baker's got some wheels as well. Georgia Tech has already stolen 2 bases tonight. Zuckerman's ahead 2-0. Now, Baker hasn't had many opportunities to showcase that speed on the base pass. He's only attempted 1 stolen base. It was successful, but seeing some of Strand's struggles cutting down base runners. Let the wheels be in motion for the sophomore from Australia. High drive. Oh, goodness. This thing is to the moon. Ryan Zuckerman, look out below, and it's 3-1.
Went to the changeup again. This ball was on the inner half to Zuckerman. He knew what to do with it. Dusty, I think this is above his belt as well, almost at the letters. We'll see it here in a sec. That ball's driven.
Yeah, and if you leave an off-speed pitch to Zuckerman up in the zone, it's going to be a new baseball, pretty consistently. You'll get a look at it right here. Hard to say, maybe a two-seamer that kind of ran back into his barrel, but he did not miss a stitch on that.
Look how up that was. He hits it 436. 436 feet.
19th home run of the season. And it's 3-1 Georgia Tech as Schmidt stands in. When Ryan Zuckerman gets a hold of one, they can be majestic.
Man.
Yeah, when he goes poolside like that, it's so pretty. And same thing when he goes to right center. It's just, he's turning into a pretty complete power hitter, right? There's always going to be a little bit of swing and miss. Not uncommon for guys his size with the amount of power that he has, a little bit long in his swing. But when he can catch it up, he can really drive the baseball.
Gets that great extension through the baseball. It's just drives with backspin.
Fading foul, but well hit by Schmidt.
I was going to say very strong human.
And that he is. No argument there. I think that ball landed on the Georgia Tech football practice field beyond left field.
Yeah, I'm parked out there snug in the indoor about 50 yards. I thought I was safe. I was watching. Oh, no.
Here's the 1-2. Schmidt stays alive.
So, boys, that wasn't his furthest home run of the year, but it was darn close. His furthest home run of the year is 446 feet. 446 feet.
But that was a true 436 because there's very little wind tonight.
Yes. He earned it.
Lays off, low, 2-2.
That was majestic, like you said. I mean, it was an upper deck bomb in the big leagues for sure.
Junior from Yardley, Pennsylvania. Still nobody out. Lemke tries to battle back. Pulled along first, and it skips under Marsh's glove. This is a Duke team that has had issues defensively this year. Tied for last in the ACC in fielding percentage. It'll likely be an E3, and Schmidt reaches.
Yeah, I think Marsh hit right at it, just comes up on it a little bit early. See the glove coming up on the ball rather than staying down. Right there, just takes his eye off it. Maybe a little bit quick trying to get back over to first.
It is an E3, and a runner aboard for Hernandez. Struck out swinging his first time.
Sometimes those plays like that, they're just too easy.
Yeah.
You sit back on it a little bit.
Don't have to move a ton.
Yeah, instead of getting aggressive to the ball, and before you know it, it's under you.
Ball is punched down the line. Hamilton racing over, and he runs out of room.
You know, another factor too, although the surface here at Georgia Tech is like playing on AstroTurf. Duke does play on turf up there. And when you're playing on turf, you can lay back on balls. You don't have to move your feet. It's basically like fielding on a pool table. When you the ball hits the dirt, it is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You got to come get it. You got to move your feet.
Ball might stay down on you.
Exactly.
In for a strike.
And I think this next week plus is going to be important for Alex Hernandez. We talked about it. He's been out a couple weeks. That foul ball on the previous pitch was a fastball out over the plate. That's really where he likes the baseball. A little bit late, timing's off. It's going to be important to get him back at the plate. Even if takes him a while to get his timing back, it's almost like these at-bats are made for, a month down the road to get him back up to speed. And I think in a month he won't be missing that pitch the same way he just did.
Broke Matt Wieters' school record for RBI by a freshman at Georgia Tech. Checks his swing, takes off the plate.
Takes a while to get your timing. You got to see live. I mean, you can get on all the machines you want, but you got to get in the box. And I think the biggest thing for hitters is they're a little late on their ready to hit. So, I mean, their trigger, their load, whatever it is, get ready to hit early, and that gets you in that hitterish position.
3-2.
You look a little quick once you get in the box. You haven't been in there in a while. You want to slow it down, get ready early, and then I'm ready to have my approach or whatever I want to do with it through the middle of the field.
Big cleansing breath from the sophomore. Schmidt, the runner at first. He draws a look from Lemke. And the payoff pitch is shot into right base hit. Schmidt was in motion. He'll go first to third.
And that's a great sign for the Jackets. With Hernandez going right center, laser beam, head high laser beam, line drive to the backside. That's when you see him locked in. Look at that's even on the inner half a little bit, Dusty, and he stays inside that baseball. Good things to come for Alex Hernandez doing that.
And that's a similar pitch. The one earlier in the bat was more out over the plate that he was late on. It was almost like you could hear the feedback you were given. Get ready early. That way you're not playing catch up. And that's a like you said, a really good sign because that ball's running in on him, stays tight, hands are inside of it, still manipulates the barrel to where you can hit it hard backside.
It's beautiful. That's when you're the freshman of the year in the nation, when you hits the ball that way on a line that hard. That's 106 off the barrel. Boy, those are just beautiful, aren't they?
See Jack Fury, the lefty, starting to get loose. Peter Lemke Jr. from Geneva, Illinois, which always makes Bobby Miranda's heart flutter when he can visit with a fellow suburban Chicagoan. Transfer, like you had mentioned, from Division III Denison University. Comes from good baseball stock, though his dad, Steve, played at Old Dominion, then Eastern Illinois. Pitched 5 years in the minors, the A's organization, and then worked as a Midwest scout for both the Tigers and the Yankees. He helped scout. Ultimately, the Yankees drafted Jabba Chamberlain.
Wow. Geneva, Illinois. Actually a really beautiful area on the river.
Got good pitchers there as well. At the corners now for Daniel. Daniel, first pitch, rolls it to second. Nice glove, shovel, relay, got the double play, run scores. A great job by Lemke to induce the 4-6-3.
The Blue Devils would be very happy to trade 2 for 1 there. 2 outs, give up a run, try to minimize in this situation. Although they have given up a 3 spot. That's a big inning. That's the goal for any offense. A double play in any situation eliminates more runs.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, this is where it feels like it's getting a little slippery for Duke. The inning's unraveling a little bit. Lemke makes a really good pitch to get that 2 ball. As you mentioned, it is a 3-run inning, but now no one's on base, a chance to settle it a little bit.
He'll trade 2 outs on 1 pitch. Kerr still bidding for his first hit of the night. Oh, gives this a ride, right center and deep, and it is out of here. Curse to the opposite field. Second homer of the inning. And another run in for Georgia Tech to make it 5-1.
And that's that swing adjustment and the change in his offensive profile we were talking about last inning. The ability for him now to not only hit the ball in the air, but drive it opposite field. This is a breaking ball. Backs up a little bit, but stays up in the zone. Because of that, it's already elevated. All Curse has to do is get the barrel to it. Does enough to get it out of the park, and he's really turned that corner to where he can drive the baseball, not only for out of the park, but we've seen what he's done from a doubles and a slug perspective.
Drew Burris, first pitch through the 6-hole. His second hit of the night. Georgia Tech really starting to get into a groove at the plate.
Yeah, 3rd time through the order, Andy. Everyone's now seen him 2 full at-bats. They have a good idea, even though he's got a 6-pitch mix. They have an idea of the way everything looks coming out of the hand. So what fooled him that first inning, second inning, is not fooling him the same way. That mix with Lemke is consistently up in the zone. Against guys like Burris and Zuckerman, you can throw the breaking ball, but you cannot leave it belt high.
No doubt.
Snap throw to keep Burris close. Burris 6 for 10 in stolen bases this year. You can understand the desire to get him in scoring position for Advincula, who's 2 for 2. Nation's leader in hits. And Burris is off to the races. And it's bobbled by Strand, no throw.
So Lemke is 165 to the plate. No shot there. No shot, and Georgia Tech is undefeated on stolen bases so far in this base. They're not going to throw anybody out at 165 to the plate with the athletes that Georgia Tech's throwing on the bases.
And Vincula strokes it into center. DeMartini has it measured. And the side retired, but not before Georgia Tech plates 4 runs. They do so on 4 hits, 1 air, 1 left. And 2 big blasts. Ryan Zuckerman, 436 on a hanger and a banger, and then it was Carson Curse to the backside. The Tech spraying it around, and it's 5-1 going to inning 5 in Atlanta.
All the big moments.
Get a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag squeeze play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Oh, let me tell you, there's nothing Bobby Miranda loves more than seeing himself in a 6-box for squeeze play. The postseason coming soon. Dusty Isaacs with us as well. 5-1 Georgia Tech. As we move to the 5th inning at McNeese Baseball Park, Georgia Tech with a win tonight can clinch a top 4 seed and a double bye for the ACC tournament. Anderson followed by DeMartini and Marsh, 5 through 7 in the Duke order.
Nothing better than squeeze play during the NCAA tournament. Runes and Berkey just covering all the bases. I mean, it's incredible, really. It's an amazing show.
Nobody likes being squeezed more than Bobby Miranda.
Just do the squeeze.
That's always, yeah.
The
always have to qualify.
Let's go.
Anderson struck out his first time, 6 strikeouts for McKee, who's been pounding the zone so far. That ball is turned on and belted. A solo home run by Anderson, and he leaves no doubt.
That ball was mushed out of here. man.
That'll get some momentum back for the Blue Devils on Anderson's 5th home run of the year.
The ball is jumping here tonight, Dusty. I mean, it's carrying, especially to left field. Those are some of the furthest home runs I've seen here this year.
I can't tell. Again, it's either a backup slider or a changeup that stayed up in arm side.
Yeah, 82 off speed for sure. Hit off the football facility.
Home runs have not been an issue for Duke. Like we said, they had 5 in the midweek versus Queens, but that accounted for all of their scoring. Strand led off the 2nd with a homer. Anderson does the same in the 5th. 5-2 with DeMartini at the plate. Hit a couple of home runs in that Queens game. Duke lost 11-7. We're up 6-5 after 5, but then Queens outscored them 6-1 rest of the way. Poked along third, foul. DeMartini Jr. from Pittsburgh. A lot of Pennsylvanians on this Duke roster. In fact, 9 of them. The most well-represented state on the Duke team.
Look at
on
that
a gorgeous night
backdrop
here in Midtown Atlanta.
It's just absolutely beautiful here tonight.
You don't need to paint the pictures. They'll do it for you.
The sun reflecting off those buildings is just, that's an amazing, look at that out there. Amazing sight.
One of the best backdrops for college baseball in the country. Flagged down by Zuckerman, but he mishandles it on the transfer. And DeMartini reaches.
That's another one of those. These are easy routine plays. You kind of just take it for granted a little bit. I think, you know, Zuck is just a tremendous defender, and he tried to flip that ball from his glove to his hand. And what happens when you do that, you lose the ball sometimes. So you flip it from the hand. You got to go with the hand and jam it in the leather, and that gets it clean, get a seam, and make a throw.
Yeah, I thought at first glance maybe he was in between with his feet, but it looked like he took the right route and got the glove to it.
It's too easy.
Yeah, one of those you make, you know, 95, 99 out of 100 times. The one that you don't is when you start to think, you know, am I getting a little bit, I don't want to say lazy on it, but to your point, barehanded glove.
Yes.
Opportunity continues for the Blue Devils, and Bobby Marsh also struck out his first time, the lone left-hander in the Blue Devils lineup. He sings one into left center. Burris cuts it off. DeMartini headed for third. They'll be at the corners with still nobody out. An impressive response by Duke at the top of the 5th.
And that's what happens. You open those floodgates a little bit, right? It's maybe just a little bit, a home run, okay, whatever, let's move on. Throws a great pitch, should be a 5-3, and now you're looking at first and third with nobody out immediately.
Look at that swing right there by Marsh. We've seen that a few times from both sides tonight. Pitches that are middle in, the guys are staying inside and going opposite field, still getting the barrel to it and hitting it hard. But to your point, the freebies always come back, it feels like, to kill you.
Yeah, those free 90s, man, it's something you want to avoid for sure. And Zuck knows that. I mean, he's amazing. I've been so impressed. Matter of fact, last weekend, you know, we were up here in the booth, we were comparing him to Ryan Zimmerman, who, in my opinion, almost 20 years in this league, coaching in this league, Zimmerman was one of the best, if not the best, defenders I've ever seen in the infield.
Right.
He was amazing. I would put him up there with Corey Slavic from Wake Forest, who was incredible, and a guy named Nomar Garcia-Parra. Those are my 3 top on the left side that I've ever seen play. And then maybe Kalia Green. I'd probably put him in there too, from Clemson back in the day.
Pick it. Following the visit from pitching coach Matt Taylor, in stands the left fielder Aiden Zorn. A home run by Anderson to begin the inning. DeMartini reaches on an E5 and a solid single by Marsh.
Hey, Dusty, what's your mindset right here now, first and third? What are you thinking if you're on the mound?
Yeah, I'm trying to locate something down. 5-2 game, similar to what we saw last half. I'll trade a double play for a run right here. You know, my priority as a starter is still getting as deep as I can and protecting my bullpen, especially on Friday night. If you can roll a 2-ball here, it really resets the inning.
Now 2 balls, no strikes on Zorn.
Sometimes you can get ahead of yourself, and the want is to try and miss a bat. Strike this guy out, then I'll get a double play, and I'll prevent all runs. Not necessarily the mindset. It's easy to fall into that trap, but next thing you know, it's 2-0. Start speeding up on you a little bit.
In for a strike. Zorn 1 for 4 against Queens. Junior from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, transfer from Dayton. And some Duke blue in the family. His dad played offensive line for the Blue Devils back in the late 80s. Spun around, did he go? No. On the appeal, and it's 3-1.
And I don't think you'll see it in this count, 3-1 count. If we get to 3-2, don't be surprised to see DeMartini. It's a good hold right there. DeMartini in motion and a 3-2 count. I don't think you'll see it 3-1, but he's 12 of 14 on the bases, a good runner.
Swing and a miss. DeMartini's at third. Marsh is at first.
Oh, thank you, Andy.
Unless he wants to steal home.
Hey.
Give us a highlight.
Zorn swings the bat almost 70% of the time on 3-2 counts. Look for a swing here.
Bounce to Zuckerman. They'll go to second for 1. And no transfer by Advincula. Run score is 1 out, and it's 5-3. Would have been a little hard, I think, to turn 2 there.
Yeah, Zorn runs well. It's a big hop ground ball. And Zuck gave a feed to Advincula. It was a little bit low. Really had to have that perfect feed, perfect turn. You know, it's funny with these double play balls. A lot of times double play balls are barreled. They're hit hard. They're hit firm, 100 miles an hour, 95, whatever. Those are those easy ones to turn. This ball was only hit 87 and
Zuckerman
high chop.
coming in on it, then having a sort of an awkward angle throw to Advincula at second.
Quagliano, the batter, reached on an infield single his first time. Drives it into right field, but it hangs up for Baker, 2 outs. So go figure, hits one with an exit velo of about 30, and he gets a single. Hits one with a velo of about 90, and he's out.
And that's baseball. That's the mind game that the game of baseball will play with you. And we talked about this last week, and I feel like golf and baseball are the 2 toughest games mentally, because you got to deal with that right there. Exactly to your point, Andy. You did everything perfect, and you're out.
Top of the order in Lambden, who's gone down swinging twice. Blue Devils have gotten 2 runs back in this 5th.
It's like playing Augusta at Amen Corner, right? You hit the glass green, you perfectly, and then it rolls slowly down into the water, and you're wondering.
Ooh, got him on the pick off at first.
Wow, very nice.
From out of nowhere, McKee takes care of Zorn and ends the Duke threat in the 5th. I'll take another look. Little snap throw, got to be on your toes. Perfect placement as well, but Duke strikes for 2. It's 5-3, halfway home in our series opener. What a gorgeous sunset on a Friday night in Midtown Atlanta. McNeese Baseball Park, the scene tonight for the series opener between number 3 Georgia Tech and Duke. Yellow Jackets lead 5-3. Von Lackey to lead off the Georgia Tech fifth, trying to get those 2 runs that Duke plated back in the top half. Lackey is 1 for 2. He's already thrown out a runner on a straight steal of second and a back pick to first. D1 Baseball's midseason ranks of the top catchers. And in-state flavor, although you look at available draft-eligible catchers, Von Lackey, by almost universal consensus, will be the first guy off the board.
Yeah, I think so. Daniel Jackson at Georgia having one heck of a year as well. Ooh. Watch your lips.
That is buzzing the tower. He was leaning over the plate on the bunt. Almost took one on the chin.
Goodness. Man. This is close right here. Oh my
Man.
gosh.
And that was coming right between the eyes.
Whew. Lucky to get out of the way of that one.
Takes a hack there, 1-1.
It's the most athletic thing he's done all night.
Oh
We've seen some good stuff from him.
He's be doing backflips soon, which he can do.
Peter Lemke coming off a career outing in their win versus North Carolina. Went 7 2/3, scattered just 5 hits and 1 run. Tonight, Georgia Tech has tagged him for 5 runs on 8 hits, 3 homers. Trying to work in on Lackey, 3-1.
And everything right now for Lemke, just stay in arm side.
Probably getting a little tired, would you
Right.
say?
Fatigue
He's
setting
not
in a
quite
little
getting
bit.
to that extension.
Finishing the pitch the same way he was early on.
Lemke to Lackey. Swing and a drive. Dead center. DeMartini on his horse. Off the batter's eye. Home run. And that has to feel good for Von Lackey. Brushed back, missed one at his kisser on the first pitch of the at-bat. And he assaulted that pitch on 3-1 to make it 6-3.
We mentioned Von Lackey has been hot the last 2 weeks, getting through the middle of the field. TTM. That is a clinic right there. 104 off the barrel, 400 plus feet. And that ball was hammered out of here at the chest-high fastball that he takes out of here in the flats.
Yeah, I think that if you're Von Lackey, haven't had one of those in a while, feels really good, right? You can see right there, he's excited. And as you mentioned, just a really good sign. He's back in that path, swing path that when we see him go really well, that's how he works. A really good sign for him.
So good for that young man. 2-5 right there.
His 13th home run of the year, and also that's the last pitch that Lemke will throw. Peter Lemke's day is done after 4+. Tell you the numbers on the new Duke reliever after this. And sophomore Jack Beery, native of Washington, D.C., appeared twice across their 4 games versus North Carolina. See what he's done across 7 appearances and 9 innings of work this year. And chases Lemke from the game, allowed 6 runs on 9 hits. 4 of them went for home runs. Lemke, by the way, no relation to longtime Atlanta Brave Mark Lemke, for those who were curious.
I was wondering about that,
Yeah.
Andy.
Told you about his dad, who was a former regional scout for the Tigers and Yankees, but no relation to Mark. Here's Will Baker. Single and a fly out, showing bunt, takes a strike.
Ferry really good against left-handed hitters. 200 average against that side of the plate. Righty's hitting 261. 5-pitch mix here now. Cutter, slider, curveball,
Well, you
changeup.
go from a 6-pitch mix with Lemke to just your garden variety 5-pitch mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only issue for him is he's averaging 6 walks per 9. The standard is 3. So look for some counts here. Advantage counts for the jacket hitters. They'll probably be patient. Try to get into those 2- and 3-ball counts.
On a 2-1. Just off the corner.
And there's your 3-ball count already, Dusty. Really good stuff from the left side, though.
Snap that off, and Baker draws the walk.
And something that jumps out to me right away for a guy like Fury, who maybe doesn't have the command consistently that he's looking for, is when he's not going to show it now because the runner's on base, but out of the windup, that rock step, he's moving about 8 inches on the rubber. So he takes his rock step, and that left foot is moving pretty substantially. And what that does as a pitcher, that home plate starts to move on you a little bit.
Sure.
I'm wondering if home plate umpire Brandon Cooper's attention wasn't gotten by the Duke dugout about something maybe distracting Fury behind home plate.
Interesting.
He's kind of pointing right behind the backstop.
It's a really good point, Dusty, about his mechanics. Now, usually when they go in the stretch, everything's quieted down. You'll throw a little bit more strikes. I used to tell guys, hey, let's just throw out of the stretch all the time.
And you see that a lot now in
Make
the
it
big
simple.
leagues, especially obviously with the relievers, but even some starters have just simplified it.
Here's Zuckerman. Blasted a home run his last at bat. There's a strike on the outer half.
Right on call out of the stretch.
Zuckerman's home run last inning is 19th. Second most in the ACC. No matter the era, gorilla ball, dead ball, and everything in between, guys, there is something still sort of hallowed as a hitter about reaching 20 home runs in a season in college baseball.
No question.
Zuckerman had 13 last year for Pitt. Low and in, 2-1.
And Ryan Zuckerman loves left-handed pitching, feasting on left-handers. 446, almost 450 average against left-handed pitchers with a 1.4 OPS. I mean, those are like Hall of Fame numbers right there in college baseball.
Takes a strike. He's had 4 home runs in the last 4 games.
And you think about his swing, it plays to a lefty. His right center approach, he likes the ball out over the plate. Ball moves away.
Swing and a miss.
That's nasty.
That's a nasty one from Fury. And that's, you mentioned him being good against lefties. Obviously, Zuckerman's a righty in the box, but it's that action right there. Good hard slider going to the back foot. Zuckerman's committing to that pitch because he thinks it's probably a heater out over. Then you get that late sharp bite.
3,000 RPM
really
spin
spinning
on that pitch. I mean, that was really impressive.
82 mile an hour, 3,000 RPMs.
Yeah, against a really good hitter that's mashing the ball against lefties.
Here's Schmidt, strike 1. We need all those RPMs and all that velo. Tame somebody who's been seeing the ball well like Zuckerman. That out pitch is what we call the back foot burial here in the booth.
You guys got 2 trademarks going. I need to get mine.
My favorite is buy the ticket, take the ride.
Yes.
on your home run calls this
I'll be
season.
checking the U.S. Patent and Trademark
I love
Office
that.
hours.
Is that one new this year, Andy? I feel like that was
that's
debuted.
new.
Yeah.
I love it.
Baker at first. And the 1-1 is ripped down the line, tailing away from Zorn. He'll have to play it off the bounce, and it caroms over his head. Baker gets sent home by Ramsey at third. Here comes the relay, not in time. A double by Schmidt, 7-3 Jackets.
And that's the difference. You saw the really good one against Zuckerman down back foot. Now against the lefty, he goes back to that breaker. Still 80 mile an hour with 3,000 RPMs. But as you know, Bobby, the difference is where that pitch lands in the strike zone, right? This one's up middle. Doesn't have nearly the same action or bite on it. And Schmidt just goes that way. Really nice swing.
You want to see balls get hammered, throw them off-speed pitches at the belt in college baseball or in the big leagues. Those are the balls that get hammered because they're soft, they're up, and if you have the right approach, like Schmidt did right there, to the backside, they go a long way and they go hard.
39th RBI for Schmidt, in scoring position for Hernandez, who singled his first last time.
I love seeing him backside against lefties. We saw that last weekend, laser beam to the backside for an RBI. That's when he's at his best, hitting backside against left-handed
That's how
pitching.
he looked last year when he was hitting nearly 400.
Yes. And hitting 3-hole for the Jackets last year on an ACC championship team.
Bidding for a third straight 40 RBI season, first of which came at Georgia Southern. Hernandez looks to drive him in.
Great transfer portal pickup again.
Sinks low, 3-0.
He can spin it, Dusty. This guy can really spin a breaking ball.
He knows under the great tutelage of Coach Mascara. Spent the previous 4 years tutoring a number of first-round arms at Wake Forest.
Well, how about Rhett Lauder and Chase Burns? They're okay.
They've done all right for themselves. Way out of there. Almost a wild pitch. Hernandez draws the walk.
Chase Burns and Rhett Lauder, first-team All-Americans, and then already in the big leagues.
Both with the Reds.
Both with the Reds and starters in the big leagues.
Now the infield's going to converge around Fury. First and second, one away. Caleb Daniel, the batter, he bounced into a 4-6-3 double play last inning. I think this is really neat where you don't see a coach in the side gaps, just the infield, all coming around their youngster Fury. You know, the best clubhouses that you've been a part of are when the players kind of police themselves, they coach themselves.
And I think that's hard these days when the team's turning over so frequently with the portal, right? You know, I understand they've been together for 9 months, but before the portal days, guys were together 3-4 years. You had a really good pulse of what made the team go. And now when you're mixing and matching, not that it's impossible by any means, but it does make it more challenging.
I've talked to several coaches about, I've talked to several coaches about this. They've got to go quicker into their culture stuff immediately in the fall because it's, like you said, you're fast into that with all the transfers.
In stands Daniel. I think that meeting also might have bought some more time for Jake Hedrick warming in the Duke pen. Back pick almost gets away from Fury. You know, that's what they were cooking up in that huddle. But he almost sailed the throw. I like the thought.
Yeah.
Thought and execution sometimes are separate conversations.
Trying to get a cheap out maybe while Fury getting sped up a little bit. Command's getting away from him.
Drops a strike on the outside corner to Daniel. Daniel 9 home runs from the 9-hole.
And if you're Daniel, you've seen the way he's pitched Schmidt. You've seen the way that he pitched Baker. Going to get a lot of spin here. I think you change that approach instead of sitting dead red. Keep that front side and that chest, Bob. You talk about all the time, that chest and posture out over the plate. See it as long as you can. Try and work that left center gap.
Even that lane, just look away, soft or hard. It's going to be away 99% of the time here. That's away as well.
Trying to stick that on the
He's
outside
not
corner of the
throw in
fastball.
left on left, it doesn't look like. To your point, it's away. It's either soft or hard. So, yeah, the chest stays on it. And it's probably the best shot we've got, right? If I'm in the box.
A strike. Missed the location, but found the zone.
Top of the zone on the inner half. Well, he can spin it, man. It's 3,200 RPMs.
Yes.
And the average revolutions, it's like 24 to 2,500.
Well, look at this. We got a mid-at-bat hitting change. Parker Brosh is going to come in.
Maybe thought here is to get the right-handed hitter up against the lefty. Break it left on left's a tough matchup. The way he's spinning it.
There's something that James did not like about that matchup or what was going on in that at bat to make a mid 2-strike 1-2 count pinch hitter change here.
A perplexed look on Daniel's face. Brocious now stands in. Spoils that offering.
You don't see this a whole lot at any level. This is pretty interesting. Now, we do this in inter squad. You have the 1 and 2 inter squads with a man on third base and see if you can make some contact. But you don't really see this in a real game with a 1 and 2 count pitch hit.
It makes you wonder.
Brocious batting .310. He's 5th in the ACC in on-base percentage. Trickles away from Strand. No harm done there, but the count's gone full.
Now we're hitter advantage count. 3-ball count.
It just kind of shows you the type of offense that Georgia Tech is dealing with when you can make a mid-at-bat pinch hit for a guy who's 5th in the conference at a .492 on-base percentage. First and second, one away. As Fury fires. Just off the plate. Good pitch, but a better take, and they're loaded.
Wow, that's a close pitch right there. Big league take. Just off the corner, down and away from Brocious. That's a tough AB right there. 1 and 2, to take that pitch. Oh yeah, off the plate, maybe came around the back door, just outside the black. But what a tough at bat, getting in there as a pinch hitter with a 1-2 count.
Mid at bat, right? Better be ready to swing, and you saw that. And you can see, yeah. You can see James Ramsey giving him some love. That's
James
a tough
is fired
ask.
up.
Yeah.
That's toughness. It's like, hey, whatever. I'll go up there with a 1-2 count. Let's compete.
Bases loaded, and it'll come with the new pitcher for the Blue Devils. Tech tied to extend a 4-run lead. Still one down in the 5th. Bases loaded, and 2 runs already in the Georgia Tech 5th. 7-3 Yellow Jackets. Hendrick, ERA of 8.3 across 13 appearances. A couple of outings out of the bullpen across their 4 games versus North Carolina. One of his wins came in conference in a bullpen outing versus Miami.
And a guy that's thrown a lot for him in relief. You see over 30 innings, ERA a little bit higher than you'd like. Fastball is going to be 90, 94. Talk about a tough ask. We were just speaking about it from Broch's perspective, coming mid at bat. You got 1 out, bases loaded, top of the order. You're going to go Curse to Brocious, or to Burris, and then Advincula. You're going to have to come out of the bullpen and make sure you're on your game.
Squeezes down, takes a ball.
And he'll spin it as well. I mean, he throws a cutter, a slider, a curveball. All these guys have different shapes and variations with their breaking stuff.
Gets underneath him, into foul territory. Marsh drifting, and he makes the catch for a big second out.
That's a huge out if you're Duke.
That might have been a cutter right there. Watch the action on this pitch at 87.
If you're a sinker slider guy on the staff, you're like, you know, there's people are laughing at you.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of variation and a lot of creativity with the off-speed pitches. That's for sure. And then multiple, like, ride and sink or run on the fastball.
And that's, you know, that's how you coach it these days. Pitch design. You're trying to find metrics that fit different matchups.
Down and away to Burris. Now, big second out, but the third out's even bigger against this guy. Burris 2 for 3, including his 11th home run of the season. Just 1 for 7 with bases loaded this year. Kept the bat on the shoulder, 1-1.
And the Jackets looking for a big one, a big inning. They've scored 2 already. 3 or more is a big inning. And baseball's all about 2 outs and 2-strike hitting. So two outs right here. This is where the RBIs live. You got to use all 3.
Checked his swing, couldn't let up. High fastball from Hendrick. Now, give Duke credit. Georgia Tech 0 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position. Even in the loss to Queens on Tuesday, they held Queens hitting to 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position. And Burris just gets a piece, barely.
And that's that bigger breaking ball, Bobby. It's lower velocity, bigger break. I think the pitch for that, he might have gone cutter. It was 89. Yeah. So to your point, he's going right to him. And that's, I think, maybe the matchup he wanted going. Coach Mascara wanted going Curse to Burris right on right.
Different types of spin. That was a little show me, maybe fastball, cutter off the plate. He's going to come back with something. Something with spin down is what he's going to try to execute right here.
Similar to the one that Burris just got a piece of.
Hot shot. Handled, though, by Anderson, and the flip to Lambden, cutting across the base. Big collision. Ouch. Runner is out, but now you're concerned about Lambden. He got tangled up by Brocious.
I hope everybody's okay there.
Inning comes to an end. Boy, Hendrick. He came out of the bullpen and shoved. Bases loaded, 1 out, top of the order. Got a foul out and a fielder's choice. No more damage for Georgia Tech, but they do tack on 2 runs, including the Lackey home run.
That was unfortunate right here.
Ooh, yeah, just got caught up and flipped over. Hamden seems all right, though, but now 7-3 as we move to the 6th. Back to Vonnet.
Yeah, so in the last few years, people taught, hey, run through the base on a force play like you're running through first base. That's what Brocious was trying to do there. And you go past the base before he touches the base as an infielder, then they have to tag you afterwards, and you can score a run on an out. Unfortunately, it's kind of dangerous for the infielders. I like the play, I like the idea, but I see eventually, from the big leagues down, it'll trickle. They'll probably create a slide rule like they do at home plate, to the Buster Posey rule, you know, when he broke his legs, to probably prevent that from happening. But it's very legal. It's a well-designed play. I like the hustle. I like the effort. Run through the base, get tagged after the base, and then score a run on an out.
The only thing we were talking during the break that Brocious maybe could have done different is take a different route to where it's not a head-on-head collision, right? You're going at a different angle to where you can beat him to the bag and then avoid the collision. To your point, that then becomes the tag play, run scores.
Lambden into center, and Burris has to play it on a bounce. That's Jake Lambden, who was on the other end of that collision to end the inning, as he delivers a base hit to start the Duke sixth.
Good looking swing back through the middle.
Tough player.
Yeah.
Lambden aboard for Hamilton. Georgia Tech scored 2, but only 2 in that fifth because they had bases loaded, 1 out. Hendrick came in with his ERA of 8, but got the foul out from Curse, and then the fielder's choice from Burris. A little bit of an opening now for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I was about to say, Andy, I don't want to speak for all three of us, but feels like it's a bigger lead than 7-3. Georgia Tech's had some big innings, and then Duke quietly answers with a solo shot. And now you look up, at a 4-run game, they got some guys on base. It's more of a ball game than it feels to me, at least.
Right, they're hanging in there. They're hanging around.
Grounded deep in the hole. Curse, sidearm throw, not in time. Hamilton legs it out. And the Blue Devils have him at first and second.
Something cooking right here for Duke. And to your point, Dusty, Duke Blue Devils just hanging around, scratching, clawing. The Yellow Jacket offense cannot put that knockout punch.
Yeah. As you mentioned, right? They had the 4-run inning. They scored 2. Duke comes back with a homer, and now they're a swing away. A ball in the gap here probably scores a guy like Hamilton at first, the way he runs.
Or one swing over the fence, and it's a 1-run ball game.
Caden Smith had 2 home runs in the midweek.
And Coach Mascaro made it very clear they got to find a way to get guys on for this guy.
Yeah,
now they have their chance.
He's got a lot of power.
High drive by Smith. He belts this out of here. 3-run shot, and it's a 1-run game.
Just like we said prior to that pitch, one swing of the bat, Duke is scratching and clawing, and it's a 1-run game, just like that. What a swing by Smith. That was a changeup that was up in the strike zone, I believe. Could have been a breaking ball. Let's take a look at it right here. Changeup. Over the belt.
And that's been the common theme for both sides all night, hasn't it, Bobby? It's not the pitch selection, it's the execution. I don't think a changeup there is bad if it's down.
Yes.
We've talked about down versus up, and it's a difference of 8 inches, 10 inches. Really nice swing right there by Caden Smith, and that's exactly what Corey Mascaro was saying that he's been looking for. An opportunity for Caden Smith to impact the game with some guys on, and boy, did they get it right there.
He's their guy for sure. I mean, he's got the power. We talked about it before the pitch came in. He's their RBI guy with one swing of the bat. We're in a ball game right here. This is going to be fun the rest of the way, boys.
Pitching change for Georgia Tech. That does it for Tate McKee. Tell you about the new Georgia Tech reliever in a moment. Pitching change for Georgia Tech. They turn to the junior right-hander Caden Gaudet. 7-6 now. Georgia Tech on top, but that margin shrinking fast.
Coach Mo just mentioned it. We got a ball game now, and this is Georgia Tech's primary guy they're going to bring in to put out fires. Him and Mason Patel. A lot of sliders. That's his game. It's going to be spin, spin, and then it's going to be more spin. And that lends well against this lineup. We talked about it. 8 guys in the lineup right-handed. So Gaudet's going to use that slider to get ahead in the count, and then he's going to look to bury it when he gets 0-2-1-2. If I'm Duke, I have the data coming into this game. I know what he's going to go to. I have to be disciplined and see that slider up.
Strand stands in. belted a home run to lead off the second. It was 5-1 Georgia Tech through 4. Duke got 2 in the top of the 5th. Georgia Tech responded with 2 of its own. Foul tip.
Nasty.
Backswing caught Lackey in the chest.
Oh, no. Ouch. That was a filthy breaking ball, too.
Chester, hope not the hand or the wrist.
I'm wondering if it might have been, I don't know if we're going to look, it might have been a foul tip in the sensitive area.
Here comes Georgia Tech athletic trainer Paul Walkoff. Yeah, any number of possibilities here. None of them feeling good. Yep.
You're on it.
I might have taken the backswing to the chest over that.
Oh, Von
No
Lackey is sitting there
question.
right now saying that would be like a spa day right now.
That's great analysis right there, Dusty. Oh man, that's not fun. It's not fun.
Well, guys, give Duke credit here. You know, they've lost 9 of their last 10. Did record a win against number 2 North Carolina in the series last weekend. 3 home runs in the game on top of the 5 they drove out versus Queens in the midweek. And against the number 3 team in the country that's 27-3 at home. A lot of smiles all around. Good to see a smile on the face of Von Lackey, but Duke is battling hard.
Yeah, and it's an interesting outing again for Tate McKee. Started off trying to find it, then hit a really good groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
Innings 2, 3, and 4. Got through the 5th, and then it happened so quick here in top 6 to where his line isn't going to look the way it did to our eye, the way he was throwing.
Correct.
You know.
I mean, I always like to look at your defense as a whole. You know, it's everybody out there, not just the pitcher. And it's 5 runs in the last 2 frames
great call.
already. So look at only 1 in the first 4.
On a 1-2. Drops it in, strike 3.
Wow, Dusty, that's nasty. 88, 2,500 RPMs. Just a filthy, filthy slider for a strike.
Yeah, and you can freeze a righty like this. It's a good one. And that's the one that looks like it's picking up speed, right? It's snowballing to the plate, really sharp. Like you said, he's throwing at 88 now.
Yeah, that's a quality pitch. Righty's only hitting 161 on the season
Anderson homered his last at bat
against Gaudette.
Anderson also struck out in the second. Freshman from Rockville Center, New York. 3 for 12 against North Carolina. And if there is an Achilles heel from Tate McKee, it's what chased him out of this game. He's allowed the most home runs of any pitcher in the ACC. Has great stuff, but teams can run into him as well.
And that's how it happens so quick. A bloop and a blast.
Late on that.
The irony of baseball too, and this is what it's just tough to deal with. I thought he threw some of the best changeups I've ever seen him throw tonight, yet his last one was above the belt and for a 3-run homer. And that's the only one he'll remember, right?
Tapped off the plate, and it curves off foul.
He needs to give himself some credit on some of those great changeups he threw tonight.
Oh, there's definitely flashes.
Down in the strike zone. Because that is a good pitch for him.
And the Blue Devils, to their credit, on those mistake pitches, they pounced on them. Including Anderson. That solo homer to lead off the 5th.
There's been a theme on these home runs tonight. Every single one of them, belt or above.
Yeah, or above. On both sides.
Yes.
Hits him on a 1-2. Just overcooked the fastball. Couldn't get it to turn over.
Yeah, maybe trying to get a little bit too big here. Hard to say, but it comes out arm side. We've seen some good fastballs that he's really bored in on hitters tonight. That one just gets out a little bit early. Nowhere for a right-handed hitter to go.
And now the game-tying run on base for DeMartini. Recent scored on an E5 in the 5th, coming off a 2-home-run night versus Queens on Tuesday. Brought some life into his bat of late. Taking a home run cut there, but comes up empty. Duke is 2-6 in ACC series openers. That ball smashed. Sinking on Burris, can't handle it. First and second again. DeMartini absolutely ripped it.
Been there, those ones that are hit right at you as an outfielder. That is the toughest play by far in the outfield. That ball's knuckling, 113 miles an hour on the line, head high. Just a great job of actually keeping the ball in front
totally
of him.
agree. And you could see from where we're sitting and the angle that Burris took, started off hooking, then goes back right. He's completely in between. I think that's the best thing you can do is try to body it up and keep him at a 90-foot advancement. That ball gets by you, you're in big trouble.
Oh, yeah. In a one-run game late.
Down and into Marsh. Did he go? No. To his third base umpire, Richard Riley. Marsh singled his last time. Grad student from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Twice, Duke has been down by 4 runs tonight. They trailed 7-3 entering this inning. The 3-run homer by Smith, and now a hit by pitch and a single. Have a pair of runners on. And it's 2-0 to Marsh. On the outside corner, and all of a sudden, guys, 1-run game again. And it kind of reactivates the Duke running game.
And only 1 out. This is big inning potential for the Duke Blue Devils. You're a jacket, you're looking for a ground ball double play, 1 pitch, and you're out of this.
Swing and a miss, count evens at 2.
It's that mindset you were talking about earlier, Dusty.
His slider's good enough. They're playing the shift. Have to have some communication with the infielders, but if you throw that slider down on the plate, he can hook it on the ground, hit it as hard as you want. You got 3 guys over there.
Let's get to Peace.
Did a good job with it right there. Yeah. That's just good baseball. Good job of fouling it off by Marsh. And got out, executed that pitch down in the strike zone.
And we saw Marsh last at bat, got that pitch in on his hands, stayed inside, worked that 6-hole. So he's shown he can do it. It's going to be hard, though, to stay inside that slider as it's breaking into you, especially if it's down.
Another 2-2. Bouncer toward Kurz. Let to go to first. Didn't have a chance to get the double play. Marsh retired, but they're at the corners, and now the game-time run 90 feet out. Then because of the shift, Kurz and Advincula just couldn't get in sync to turn 2.
And it was hit soft. I mean, that was going to be a tough one to turn for sure. Marsh running from the left side. I mean, he's probably going to beat that. If you're in double play, regular double play depth.
Standard alignment, I think you have a chance. But with that shift, having to go back to the right, Advincula coming a long way to get to second. It's impossible.
Good job of just getting it out by Kurz right there.
First pitch, rolled towards Kurz. Side settle throw, gets Zorn, and keeps Georgia Tech in the lead. But Duke starting to make things interesting. It was a bolt into the Atlanta night by Caden Smith, the Duke DH. Tattooing this pitch from McKee, a 3-run homer. Duke's transparent scoring position, but the deficit's down to 1. 7-6, Georgia Tech on top. We'll go to the home half after this.
Doesn't get a lot bigger than this.
Run straight for the breakaway.
Who will emerge? We'll see.
Not too much longer to wait for the ACC tournament. Truist Field in Charlotte beginning May 19th. Georgia Tech with a win tonight again ensures itself a double bye. Duke took home the ACC title back in 2024. Trying to fight back from a 4-run deficit, 7-6 Yellow Jackets, and Advincula, Lackey, Baker, 3 through 5 in the order. Smashed into the screen by Advincula. It's 2 for 3. And you think about the inflection in the bottom of the Georgia Tech fifth. They had scored 2 runs. They had bases loaded, 1 out, top of the order. Hendrick, who still is on, is able to induce outs from Kearse and Burris. And then in the top half now, that ball is off the hands, sinking. Zorn coming on. They get a good read. It bounces in for a base hit. Advincula has been just frustrating everybody wearing Duke blue tonight with some of these hits.
He loves green grass in the outfield. He finds it all the time. That's why he's the hit leader currently. This guy just, you know, nice little G wedge, backside, placed perfectly for a knock.
And when you're hitting 420, right, it feels like there's a reason you're hitting 420. They're always falling.
Yeah.
When you're going bad, it feels like the left fielder has the best read of his life.
A strike pumped into Lackey, who homered his last time up. Advincula also with one of Tech's 3 stolen bases tonight. Lackey had one as well in the first. Lackey bluffs a move, and now 0-2 to Lackey.
I know the numbers aren't great on Jack Hedrick for the season, but the stuff's there.
Definitely. And a variety of pitches.
Swing and a miss, blows it by Lackey and retires him on 3 pitches. Well, sometimes it doesn't matter what your numbers are. If you set the tone coming out, you get a lot of confidence that continues to feed on itself.
That's like a cut.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah, that's one of the few, I don't want to say it's off speed, probably like you said, a cutter, but it's up that they get away with. And I think it's because it's coming after that big bender that's much slower. It's a speed difference. He's able to get away with it.
Look for Advincula to run right here. Duke knows that.
Lefty hitter.
Lefty hitter. Stolen bases against Hendrick, 9 for 9. There's not been a thrown out base runner versus Hendrick this season.
Advincula does have a healthy lead. Stays put, fouled away.
And you see that all the time, Bobby, with big guys on the mound who have a big kick. That they're big, so that leg kick requires them to get that energy and weight back to get into their delivery. Very difficult to just ask Hedrick to go in there and say, hey, sidestep. It would completely throw off his timing and delivery. So he requires that kick, and Advincula knows that too. He's gotten two good reads on him already.
He's in motion. Swing and a miss. And it'll be a foul tip strike for Baker, but Advincula does move to second.
He had that bag easy right there. Might have been a hit and run, I'm not sure. I mean, it was a ball that was off the plate. Baker took kind of a funky swing.
Hit and run type swing. I'm not sure Strand's making a throw on that if there's no foul tip.
High there, 1-2. Baker extended his hitting streak to 9 games with that 4th inning single, pair of runs scored from the sophomore from Upper Coomera, Queensland, Australia.
It just flows out of your mouth, Andy.
Honorary Australian. Line drive, base hit. Zorn up with it, but bobbles it. Advincula with a stop and start. Heads into home with no throw. RBI Will Baker, 8-6.
Jackets got a little lucky right there. Jaron's got to keep his eyes up on the baseball. Don't assume anything. Coach Ramsey trying to send him all the way right there. And then the left fielder from Duke throws the ball. Watch, he's trying to send.
Yeah.
He's not looking. He's got to keep his eyes up. Don't assume anything and keep moving until Coach Ramsey stops you. That's your job as a base runner.
And the reason for that is, you're exactly right, Bobby. Ramsey has the vantage point of the left fielder.
Yes.
The left fielder is to Advincula's back. Ramsey can see the route that Zorn's taking. Zorn's going back on that ball. It's not coming through it. There's no way he's going to throw you out. You got to pick up that third base coach as you're approaching third base. And he was given the wave the entire time. They got away with it because of the bobble.
Zorn bobbles the ball, and that's when you need some help from your infielders communicating to you in left field. If you just grab the ball and try to keep the double play in order and throw the ball to second, you've got to help your left fielder out and communicate. You're going to get an out at home plate if he throws the ball 4 there.
Scored a single and an E7. In stands Ryan Zuckerman. Here's what Zuckerman did back in the 4th. Ball might still be traveling. That is elevate and detonate. 436. And yeah, you can admire the view. Zuckerman's 19th of the year. First time facing Hendrick, who starts him with the ball outside.
Closing in on 20, Andy. That's a rite of passage to have 20 home runs in a single season in college baseball. That's a big number.
Lynches doesn't offer. 2-0.
Already at 60 RBIs on the year. Just
leads the Jackets in that category as well.
What a pickup in the transfer portal within the league at Pitt last season.
Chops it to short, or to third rather. Quagliano to second. Relay not in time. Very close to an inning-ending double play, but a great piece of pitching by Hendrick to get the second out.
A little bit risky. I don't know, Quagliano to go to second there, coming in on it. That's a similar tough angle throw that we saw Zuckerman not able to deliver a strike on earlier. They still got the out, but the safer play there, I think, is just to run through that and make the out at first. But able to keep the runner out of scoring position.
Beautiful feed.
Yeah.
Tough play.
Now, Quagliano's terrific defender. He's second nationally among infielders in defensive runs saved. So a lot of confidence in his movement patterns. Forces out the lead runner. Here's Schmidt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schmidt an RBI double in the 5th. Hits are 12, 8, 10. Breaks over the inner half.
These guys can spin it now.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys we've seen today, they can spin their breaking ball.
Zuckerman on the move, and that pitch popped up. Hamilton and DeMartini converge. Hamilton pulls it in for the final out. Georgia Tech gets one back, though, on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We go to the 7th, 8-6 Tech. One of the Blue Devils, 3 home runs tonight, Bobby.
Well, look at all these home runs. Above the belt, almost to the letters on their jersey. Every single one of them. Look at that, at the letters. Watch this one right here. Above the belt at the letters. A premium on especially off-speed pitches down in the strike zone to keep the ball in the yard and on the ground.
Yeah, I think the point there, Bobby, is even if you fool a guy, when that ball's elevated, they can still get under it and backspin it.
Absolutely.
If you fool a guy and it's down, it's probably going to be a swing over. If not, it's going to be on the ground rollover. That's a huge difference.
Strand followed by Anderson and DeMartini. Keith Gaudette on for another inning of relief. I beg the card, Quagliano leads off for the Blue Devils, batting 9th. I can read my scorecards from time to time. Quagliano, an infield single and a flyout.
There's 3 elements in every pitch: speed, movement, and location. You got to be quality on all of them. It can't be just a speed change. It has to be located as well.
Served into right, gets beyond the reach of Advincula. Strand with a leadoff hit.
Do you think about it? Hey, I threw a great changeup. It was 12 miles an hour off my fastball.
Right.
Yeah, but where was it located?
And
that's a big difference.
And I can speak to that. You know, and sometimes when you see it live, you think, man, how did he hit that pitch? You go back and watch it, you're like, how did he not? You know,
Exactly.
like, how did he not hit it out? You know, it's like,
yes.
Sometimes what you see in real time, you go back and watch it, like, it's not nearly the quality pitch that I thought it was.
The thing I always look for when I'm watching, watch it now.
I think that
took a ricochet off of our home plate umpire, Brandon Cooper.
Hope he's okay.
Did I get him on the fly, or was it off?
It was
the
a foul tip.
Foul tip. Okay.
The thing you want to look for is watch the catcher's glove moving.
Anderson, by the way, is claiming that he got hit.
Oh, that was
A lot going on here.
we got a lot going on here. Maybe more than we might have a little replay action or. They're going to want to talk about this. Try to get this right. thought he swung at it.
I wonder if maybe ricochet off the hand, and that would answer what Lambden's saying.
But if he swung, and you know, even if it hits you in your body, it's a.
Did he?
I don't know.
Offer at it? I don't know either.
I'm not sure.
A lot to sort out with the crew.
I know it got him pretty good right there. Here it is.
He did
He
swing
swung.
Definitely
That's a swing for sure. It doesn't matter if it hits your body. If it could hit you square in the stomach. If you swing at it, it's a strike.
And they're going to take another look.
I think he had a check swing possibly, but no, that's a full swing.
And on the follow through of the swing, you can see it redirect off the hip of Lambden.
So I'm not sure what they're questioning here, because I mean, you know, as a hitter, if you swung the bat and it went almost a full swing right there.
I wonder if home plate umpire Brandon Cooper, because he got a piece of it, didn't see the swing, and now maybe they're reviewing if it's a swing or not a hit by.
Right.
Because he definitely goes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did it get Lackey's glove and then, or
Yeah,
catcher's interference?
Oh,
that's
what we're going. It is catcher's interference.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have first and second right here.
He's saying
got it.
he got a piece of the
Boom.
glove.
So
You're on it, Dusty. Catcher's interference.
It only took us 5 or 6 replays, but we got there.
Yeah, that's why his glove fell off.
It all makes sense now.
And Jake Lambden was on it as well.
That's a
He
done
should
deal.
be awarded first base. We'll have him at first and second.
He'll get a knock out of that. It's an error and a base hit, I believe.
So first and second, nobody out for Hamilton. Yeah, that last look was clearly the most definitive.
Now we're back in the same spot as last weekend, Bobby. 2-hole hitter up, first and second. See if we can get it right.
So similar. The iron is thick right here,
Yeah.
because it's a very similar situation that we had against Xavier late in the game last Friday.
Yeah.
Irony, tension, both thick now. 8-6 Georgia Tech. Hamilton, like we said, the next batter, he's reached on a hit by pitch and an infield single as part of that 3-run Duke sixth.
So I think here, because the way Hamilton can run, it might be one of those where you show late, try and drag it. Best case scenario, he beats it out. Worst case, it's a sack. I think you get one chance at it at least. I'd be surprised if we don't see him square around. And I think, yeah, that's the other. They're going to take a visit on the defensive side of the ball to talk probably that exact same thing through.
I could see them definitely trying to get 2 men in scoring position with one out.
Especially with Smith on deck. That last swing he had.
Yep, that's their guy.
3-run homer, which really flipped the feeling around McNeese Baseball Park.
I think the added bonus of this visit right here, I do think they're discussing bunt coverage, what play they want to run. Do they want to sell out to try and get that runner out at third? But also, by taking this extended visit, they got Mason Patel getting hot in a hurry in the bullpen. Give him a little bit more time to be game ready. I'm not sure we won't see pitching coach Matt Taylor get back to the dugout. Maybe they go right for a change.
Now here's the thing, the other part of this chess game that we're talking about here. So they let's say they put a sac bunt down, 2 runners in scoring position. Smith hitting .241 on the season against spin. .241. What does Gaudette do? He spins the baseball.
And obviously Patel's pitch in the bullpen is changeup, so it would almost be a reverse split action against him, ball coming into him. So if that sac bunt goes down, Bob, that's a great point. I wouldn't be surprised to see Georgia Tech stay with Gaudette through Smith.
Because Smith hit a home run on a changeup already in this baseball game.
Hamilton already swearing. Swings through the bunt, 0-1.
That was a nasty breaking ball right there. That's hard, it's hard to bunt.
Duke has played in 5 of its 6 runs and 7 of its 9 hits from the 5th inning on. Gets that bunt down, but foul.
So this is if you're Hamilton, you want to get as close as you can to the pitcher, get as much fair territory in play, get your hands out front. I see them leaving it on with 2 strikes here.
Yeah, and if you're Hamilton, right, you're giving yourself up. To your point, you're exactly right. Get up. That also helps take away a little bit of the bite on that slider and get into your legs a little bit more. You don't want to be reaching with the upper body. Sink into those legs. Meet the ball at where it's at.
Swinging on 0-2, and it finds a hole for a base hit. Around from third comes Lambden. Make that Quagliano. It's 8-7 on the RBI from Hamilton.
Wow, goes backside on an 87 mile per hour, 2,600 spin rate slider, and just beautiful, beautiful execution with 2 strikes.
Yeah, but that's the exact point, right? 0-2 count. That one's not belt high or above, but at 0-2, you have some pitches to play with there. What you can't do is get back in the zone.
Clutch hitting by R.J. Hamilton, the sophomore.
I think Georgia Tech thought he was still bunting there like we did. And just said, okay, here's a good slider. We'll take it out. Instead of thinking he's swinging and he's going to chase a slider. To your point, though, Dust, I think we go chase slider there. It's a totally different situation.
Now pitch and changes. Georgia Tech brings on one of the best stoppers in the ACC, Mason Patel. Brand new ball game in Atlanta. Out, a 1-run game in the 7th. Georgia Tech turns to its top bullpen arm, the senior Mason Patel.
Going with their guy. Tremendous changeup, tremendous arm side movement. You'll probably see a changeup at some point in this count. Remember now, Caden Smith hit an absolute bomb out of here off of Tate McKee earlier, a 3-run jack on a changeup, but that was up in the strike zone. On soft this year, changeup, 286 average with a 1.1 OPS and an 810 slug. So that's very, very good. Smith likes soft. He likes it up in the strike zone. Look for a premium on strikes down and away if it's soft.
Yeah, we were crunching the numbers of the break there, and on paper, maybe not the ideal matchup, but to your point, you go to your guy in this situation. You throw the numbers out, you trust your guy on the mound, and you trust your guy at the plate if you're Duke.
Yeah, this is best on best. This is exciting.
Oh, they've called a balk, and both runners will move up. Guys, they just called a balk.
It's almost like Mason hesitated a little bit before he threw the ball. I'm not sure exactly what he did there.
Yeah, I don't know if the balk was on a flint. I don't think it was on the feet, because I thought he disengaged the rubber and reverse turned.
Now you have the game-tying run 90 feet away and the go-ahead run in scoring position and still nobody out. Here's a strike on the outer half, so an error on a catcher's interference, a balk.
Not exactly sure what he did there. Something was a little funky on the turn to second base.
I didn't see it either.
Something that was in slow motion.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
I like that pitch right there.
Crowding.
Yes.
Before his home run in the 6th, Caden Smith had a pair of 1-3 putouts. Average nearing 300.
Smith likes the ball in, but we're talking about in on the inner half, not in and off the plate like that.
Smith had a flair for clutch hits this season. Walk-off single against Notre Dame. Walk-off 3-run homer versus ECU in non-conference.
It's like Coach Taylor's being careful with that changeup, trying to more fastball location around the quadrants of the strike zone versus the change.
Swing and a miss. Blows it by him on the high hard one. One away.
And on cue, use the fastball in, use the fastball away, elevates a fastball for a strike right here. A lot of ride from Mason Patel at 92. Induced vertical break almost 17 inches. I mean, that is excellent.
And that's a great example. That's a fastball, but 3 different pitches.
Sure.
In, up to finish. I think you're exactly right. I think wanted to stay away from the changeup there if they could.
Matthew Strand, the batter. Strike one to him. Homer to lead off the second, a strikeout to end the fourth, and a strikeout in the sixth.
All fastballs so far, Dusty.
Strand leads the Blue Devils in RBIs.
I think if you get to 2 strikes here, you'll see the changeup to try and get a swing and a miss. You don't want to put it in play, obviously, with that tying run on third.
Popped it up on the infield. Lackey sheds the mask. Zuckerman coming in from third, 2 away.
Another fastball, well located. And that is a big out potentially for the Jackets.
Huge, right? So they got themselves in some hot water with the balk, catcher's interference. But Mason Patel has a chance to really pitch out of this, and that would be a huge lift to get his guys back at the bat rack.
Meanwhile, the freshman Colin Anderson will try to deliver for Duke. Reached each of his last 2 plate appearances. A homer in the 5th, was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Batting .267 on the year, 16 driven in. Pumped on the outside corner. Patel not messing around. 8-7 Georgia Tech. They've been in control most of the night.
And Anderson hitting .300 on the season with runners in scoring position.
Good numbers for anyone, let alone a freshman. Strike 2. Snap that off.
A lot of heaters so far in this relief appearance. Well located fastballs all over the strike zone. Just attacking it.
Crowd urging on Patel, trying to preserve this Georgia Tech lead in the 7th. Here it comes. A bit low. Lackey tried to frame it up, didn't get the call.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fans want the ABS, Andy.
Not yet.
SEC tournament is going to do it. Just found that out last night.
Yeah, what can Anderson do with potentially an extra swing in him?
What do you think here, Bobby? Stay firm or you go soft finally?
I think firm.
Outside, 2-2. These are borderline misses by Patel. And this crowd, including some graduates as of this morning, can't believe it.
Yeah, you'll get another look at this one. The one before I thought was closer. This is a really good take. That ball's off.
Definitely.
But look at the way Anderson's inching out over the plate. If they can go firm even in here, you got a chance.
Yanked it, and we've gone full. First base is open. DeMartini, very dangerous on deck.
That was a changeup. Just pulled it a little bit. Tried to cut it. Didn't want to leave it in.
So if you stay firm here, Bobby, everything's been on that outer third, outer third, outer third. You've moved Anderson over there. You can go in. It doesn't even have to be on the black.
I'm doubling up change.
Now the payoff. Lined into center, a base hit. 1 run comes in. Hamilton around to score. Duke takes the lead 9-8. 2 RBI single by Anderson, and he takes advantage of some of those narrow misses from Patel.
Crowd didn't like it. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate, and Anderson had a tremendous at-bat with a tremendous approach. It's a pretty good pitch away. An even better approach by Anderson.
It's just a perfect swing there. Not too big, just fighting. That's a similar pitch. He's seen that same pitch 2 or 3 times in the at-bat.
Ball 1 to DeMartini, and James Ramsey was very adamant, holding up 2 fingers. The home plate umpire, Brandon Cooper, saying you missed 2 potential punch-out pitches. Instead, Duke takes its first lead of the game. Pop fly into center. And the catch made by Advincula. 3 runs for Duke in the 6th, 3 more in the 7th. It was once a 4-run Tech lead. Now the Jackets behind as we've hit the stretch in Atlanta. What a piece of clutch hitting by the freshman. Colin Anderson drives in 2. Duke up 1. As we move to the bottom of the 7th, Duke on top 9-8 after a 2-out, 2-run RBI single by the freshman Colin Anderson off Mason Patel. Georgia Tech has 8-9-1 due up, but you know it's the bottom of the 7th, guys, which means it's time for our world-famous, critically acclaimed 7th-inning trivia. We had noted Drew Burress challenging Jason Varitek's career home run record at Georgia Tech. Had us wondering which former Oklahoma State slugger the only player in NCAA history with 100 or more career home runs, as Alex Hernandez starts the Tech 7th against Hedrick.
I've got this one.
But does Dusty have it?
I'm going to go.
This is more your era, Bobby.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yep.
It's over. Finally.
I think it's a holiday.
Snapped too short. Quagliano on the run, one away.
I'm going to go that. Maybe they're the Georgia Tech connection. Do I have to distinguish which one?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It doesn't matter because it's not either. No, so keep guessing.
I'm ready.
Go for it, Bobby.
P.D. Caviglia.
No doubt about it. Mark it down.
Done.
Right in the ink.
Okay.
Don't bother saving it in your drafts. Here's Parker Brocious. Drew a walk coming in mid at bat for Caleb Daniel in the 5th. Ball outside. It was 7-3 in the 5th, and Tech had bases loaded, 1 out. Could not produce another run. Since then, the Blue Devils have outscored the Jackets 6-1. Trying to butt his way aboard.
Crowd getting a little feisty. Home plate umpire. It's a wild inning, though. Think about it. A balk, 2 calls that were borderline.
Catcher's
one.
interference here.
Catcher's interference. There you go.
In through the front hip, 1 and 2. And you think about the balk, which is on a very routine wheel and throw back to second base by Patel. It would have been first and second, 2 outs, instead of second and third, 2 outs for Anderson. Only 1 run would have come in instead of 2.
We have a tie ball game right now without the balk.
It trickles into foul territory. Strand was able to grab it. How about the work of Hedrick, though? Numbers coming in, nothing to write home about. He's only allowed 2 hits, 1 run.
He's really settled the game for him. Came in that pinch with runners in scoring position, wiggled out of it. Throwing better as his outing goes on.
Brocious at 310. Waits on the 1-2. Fly ball, right center field. It's tracking. DeMartini looks up. It is gone! And we are tied on 1 swing by Parker Brocious.
What a swing. Almost dead central, a little right center off the speaker tower. You talk about staying inside the baseball. Watch the replay right here. Chest on the baseball. Energy going right center. Check it out right here. Watch the chest. Stays right on the baseball, stays through this pitch to the right center gap. That's an unbelievable swing.
Yeah, I didn't know Parker Brocious had that club in his bag, to be honest with you, going right center like that off the speaker tower. But before that, I thought Colin Anderson had the swing of the night. That was the best swing we've seen in this ball game so far. I mean, completely backspun. Really impressive.
Best swing, great point, Dusty. I mean, agreed. That is a clinic to the backside.
Georgia Tech's 5th home run of the night. Top of the order in Curris, who has another of those homers. That came in the 4th. Got jammed, 0-2.
Any Little Leaguers watching this game should copy that. Put it on their phone and watch it every night before they go to bed. That was perfect. I mean, seriously.
Strike 3 down the middle. Carson Curris rung up for the 2nd out.
This kid's got really good stuff, Dusty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 92. That's on the hands on the inner half.
See the competitiveness coming out of Hedrick as well.
Yeah, he's
Having
throwing
an
it.
extended soliloquy following that punch out of Curse. That's how you chase a home run in the previous at-bat.
Painted.
Right at that top inner
Hard to
half
get to.
quadrant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a jam job if you swing at it.
A strike to Drew Burris. 2 outs in the 7th, which means we reveal our answer on 7th inning trivia.
Let's go.
Drew Burris being the inspiration for it. Home run and a single. Bounces to short. Lambden there. Rifles it across and gets Burris. But Georgia Tech gets the game-tying run on the homer by Brocious. He's the only player in NCAA history with 100 or more career home runs. Bobby Miranda put one on the tab.
Let's go!
Congratulations.
Let's go!
We got a lot of good baseball. The balls are flying out tonight, just like Inky would have liked. To the 8th, tied at 9. Runs in the 7th, and there were some missteps along the way. That called a balk on Mason Patel to advance runners at 2nd and 3rd. On an 0-2, just missing the outer half. That was on 1-2, a little farther out. And then a 2-strike fastball deposited into center by the freshman Colin Anderson. Both runs come in. It was 9-8 at that point. The Brocious home run, though, to start the Georgia Tech 7th inning. Makes it 9-all as we move to the 8th with a check swing strike.
I'm still not 100% sure what he did there on that balk. And as far as those pitches, you know, one thing about those pitches that you're looking at all fastballs away from the hitter. It's kind of the same lane on all of them. Even though one was down, then they're away, and then the pitch that he hit for the big knock to drive in, you know, 2 more runs was out over the plate. So it's really just kind of the same zone or lane. Did a great job with 2 strikes, but boy, that's a tough go of it with that balk. I'm not sure what he did, Dusty.
Yeah, I was wondering, I was trying to get a look. I'm wondering if he lifted that left foot first and then reverse turned. That's the only thing I can think of.
Patel facing Marsh, who's 1 for 3. Line to the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2nd strikeout for Patel.
And that's that good changeup right there, guys. We didn't see him get to last inning. Really effective, especially against lefties. Good hard sink and fade. That's
filthy.
Signature pitch right there for Mason Patel.
Pinch hitter and Adam Troke. Left-hander comes in for Zorn. Popped up softly, foul territory. Zuckerman. Yes! By the camera well. Got ourselves a nice close-up from Sean and a 2nd out.
Another good off-speed pitch right there, Dusty.
I hope we get that low third base side camera for the replay there. Zuckerman was coming right into the lens. No! Protect the equipment at all costs. 2 away brings up Quagliano, who started that rally in the 7th with a leadoff single. Now Sean square that up to the right-hander. Quagliano rolls one off the plate off his instep.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's down in a heap.
Looks like he's got the padding on too. It didn't seem to help. Must have got him. I wonder if it got him above.
Padding can only cushion the blow so much, assuming that it did do its job. But yeah, I hate to see that for Colton Quagliano. Let's take another look.
Ooh,
that's the knee.
That's up on the knee.
Yep.
And that's that 91 mile per hour horizontal sinker, that runner that he throws in on righties. Fouled it right off into his leg.
Missed the shin guard. You guys know that knee doesn't have much padding to begin with. See if he can smooth out his gait and continue this at bat. He is 2 for 3 tonight with the run scored. 9 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Duke. 9 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors for the Jackets. Duke at 9 and 15 in the ACC. We had told you they'd drop 9 of 10 coming in, but battling their way back. Playing with a lot of urgency and a lot of execution and taking advantage of openings and opportunities in the middle and late innings. Leano, the graduate student from University of Illinois, Kewanee, Illinois. Bobby will tell you, they grow up tough in Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Patel struck out Marsh. Got a foul out from Trope, the pinch hitter. Top of the order, and Lambden on deck. Back at it with the 0-1. Chop to third. Glove by Zuckerman. And 1-2-3 go the Blue Devils in the 8th. Quagliano will have to limp his way back out there. Georgia Tech has the middle of the order due up in the bottom of the 8th. Glad to have you with us on ACC Network. Andy Demetra, Bobby Miranda, Dusty Isaacs in a game that has suddenly turned suspenseful. Number 3, Georgia Tech had leads of 5-1, 7-3. Deadlocked at 9 with Advincula, Lackey, and Baker due up in the 8th. You might see some freshly minted Georgia Tech grads wearing their caps and gowns straight from graduation to the ballpark. Welcome to adulting, guys.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
Jared Advincula, 3 for 4, nation's leader in hits. Singled, stole a base, and scored in the 6th. Fouls the first pitch from Hedrick. He's really done some yeoman's work. 2 2/3, allowed 3 hits. 2 runs, the home run by Brocious to tie things in the 7th. Hasn't walked a batter, struck out 2, and Georgia Tech came in one of the nation's leaders in drawing walks. Low and outside. Interesting, Quagliano's playing on the grass by a step or 2 on Advincula.
Trying to take away any thought of a sac bunt to get that go-ahead runner on.
Skips in.
Really
Advincula on a
impressed with
16-game hitting streak, by the way.
That's impressive, too. Really impressed with Hedrick's fastball. It's just getting on the Georgia Tech hitters.
Gets him to roll over to Anderson. Well, you retire the nation's hits leader to lead off an inning. You feel awfully good.
That was a cutter on his hands right there. Late action. Just kind of swept into his hands and beat Advincula to the spot. It's good stuff.
Yeah, stuff's good.
Lackey with a home run and a walk. Struck out against Hedrick his first time through. Doesn't flinch on the spinner. It's 1-0.
Not sure where that was. Maybe down?
I think the one thing that it's almost a guarantee over the next 2 or 3 years is this Duke pitching staff's going to be able to throw it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Coach Mascara is one of the best in the game.
No question.
Has been the last 5-6 years. The guys he's rolled out
Oh, yeah.
at Wake. Oof.
It's nasty.
Pulled the string. 1-2.
Yeah, Coach Moose really knows what he's doing. Tremendous track record. The respect he has in the baseball community from the pitching side is off the charts.
Down low. Try to dip that in. Georgia Tech 27-3 at home this year, though they dropped their series opener last Friday in extras to Xavier. To Hopper to Lambden. On the move, skips the throw, but it's dug out by Marsh. 2 outs.
What a pick at first base. Marsh went to that baseball, dead in the spin. That's how you do it. You want to go to the ball, kind of on the ground. Don't try to come up with the glove too much. Watch him go at the ball with his glove. That deadens the spin.
Down.
Yes.
Yeah, how often
What a
do you
play.
see it when you get on the heels, the ball plays you a little bit?
Yes, that's a beautiful, beautiful pick at first base right there by Marsh.
Well, Baker trying to extend a 2-hit day.
There's that fastball is just jumping on the Georgia Tech hitters.
And that last one to Lackey had some really good sink action.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones we've seen, as you've mentioned, have been kind of that ride that stay true and keep their plane.
He's been cutting it, riding it, and sinking it.
Out of the zone there.
Change up.
Yeah.
Baker up
moves all over the place.
Baker, meanwhile, up to 363, 9 homers, 43 driven in. Third in the ACC in slug. Bang towards second. Anderson there. 1, 2, 3. Sent down in the 8th inning. Hendrick trying to fire up his guys as we head to the 9th. 9-all. Georgia Tech and Duke. Series opener has been a show so far. 9-all. Balls have been flying. 8 total home runs. Tech has left 8 on, Duke 3. Blue Devils have the top of their order queued up against Patel to begin the 9th. Lambden, Hamilton, and Smith. Rescued themselves from a pair of 4-run deficits, led 9-8 before the Brocious home run in the 7th inning. Lambden has chased a pair of strikeouts to begin his night with a single, and he reached on a catcher's interference. In for a strike from Patel. Retired the side in order in the 8th.
Andy, that last graphic you showed, that the number that jumps out to me is the 0 walks on the night for Duke, right? Not only a testament to their pitching, but a little surprising of the Georgia Tech lineup. So much of their approach is working those at-bats deep, not letting the pitcher off the hook, not expanding the zone to allow the pitcher back in the count. So I think it's a mix. Duke's really thrown it well, especially in relief, and the Georgia Tech offense maybe getting out of their game a little bit.
And to your point, the starter for Duke, see what he was averaging, walks per 9.
Definitely were able to tame it. Lambden waits. And the 2-1. It's spun around.
Yeah, Peter Lemke was averaging 5.48 walks per 9. The average is 3. Hendrick is averaging 4.5 walks per 9. The average is 3. So both those guys have had 0 on the day. That's impressive.
Here we go with the break even. Swing and a miss. Lambden over the top, 1 away.
Looks like Mason Patel has his A+ game today as far as that kind of stuff. His changeup looks really, really good in this inning.
Yeah, and he's done it so many times. There's another look at it. Look at that side spin, sink, just killing spin. Yeah, he's done it so often. It felt like he was going to work his magic again last inning against Anderson and somehow dance through the rain and get him back in there. Just that balk, man, killed him.
Hamilton 2 for 3. Tucks on the inside corner, 0-1.
Wow, that's a great pitch. 92, located on the black in.
R.J. Hamilton, 333 average, had a 15-game hitting streak earlier this year. There's a strike. A lot of body language, but at the knees.
Love the fastball in. Hard to keep fair, located right there.
I totally
for
agree
sure.
with you. We've seen more of it tonight for the entire staff. We saw Tate McKee go in more tonight than usual.
Wind in the 0-2. Fought off. Hamilton did homer in the midweek to Queens, also homered in the series finale versus North Carolina. 6 long balls on the year. Plenty of speed just to put one on the play. And in play, beat one on the ground.
I think Matt Taylor staying hard right here because Hamilton hitting .353 on soft this season.
Swing and a miss. Board in on his hands.
Another fastball in at 92, Andy.
And Patel strikeouts to begin the 9th as we take another look.
And that one, I think that's a two-seam sinker. Way more action going arm side. I don't know if he's predominantly or exclusively only throwing that sinker, but that one had the best action of the night as far as depth and hard run in.
That's filthy.
Here's Caden Smith, whose swing turned this game around. A 3-run shot in the 7th. Line shot into left, a base hit. Stays in the park, but now the go-ahead run back on base for the Blue Devils. Second hit of the night for Smith.
This pitch was up in the strike zone just a little bit compared to the pitches that he threw to the previous hitter. You'll see it up, much easier to get the head to. Even though you get jammed a little bit, that ball will find the outfield.
So if you're wondering, Caden Smith not as prolific as some of his peers stealing bases, 2 for 3 this year for a Duke team that's among the nation's leaders in stolen bases. It brings up Strand. Followed his solo home run to the second, a strikeout, and a fly out. Off the plate, 1-0.
Andy, you bring up a good point. I was wondering if maybe they go with a pinch runner here, someone who's a little bit more of a threat to go.
Especially with Smith in the DH spot.
Yeah, you don't have to sacrifice anything on the defensive side.
Time called by Corey Mascara.
This is a good matchup right here for Mason Patel. Strand hitting 150 off soft, so that's change-up, split, stuff like that on the season. Hitting 435 on spin, hitting 306 on hard. So Mason Patel with that good changeup, he can locate it down in the strike zone, should be a good matchup for the Georgia Tech right-hander. In theory.
Yeah, right. That's why you play the game,
That's
right?
right. That's why you play the game. They're not robots. The numbers don't play the game. Humans do.
And Strand will step back in with a plus count. Team leading 12 home runs, 37 driven in. Leads the Blue Devils in RBI. Nowhere near.
He's had really good command all night. In, out. He pulled a couple change-ups early, but he's had good command otherwise.
Strand, by the way, an Atlanta native from Sewanee. Got on, filed off. Prepped at North Gwinnett High, where he's ranked the #7 catcher in the state of Georgia as a senior. I'm sure he and Von Lackey, native of Lawrenceville, Georgia, Sewanee as well, beg your pardon. They can swap some notes. I'm sure they're
Two
familiar face inside the batter's box.
and two incredible Yellow Jackets from North Gwinnett High School. Charlie Blackman, Blake Wood, both graduates of that high school.
Again, knocked off the plate, 2-2. Crowd rising to its feet at McNeese Baseball Park. This has been an intimidating place. Georgia Tech's one-loss record at home reflects it, but Duke with the go-ahead run on Smith at first base.
Nice job by Patel climbing back into this count. Bob, you say it all the time, avoid the 3-ball counts.
Strand digs in, Patel set to deal. The 2-2, swung on and missed. Had him chasing. Blue Devils strand the run, and Patel strikes out the side.
Strand hitting 150 off soft and showed right there that he chased that changeup from Mason Patel, and it was a good one, down and away. Watch the action on this pitch right here. Outstanding pitch, Dusty.
Hernandez to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. A win tonight would clinch a double bye for the ACC tournament. Ryan Zuckerman stands in against Hendrick, who's really been dealing across 3 2/3 innings of relief. Zuckerman, a home run back in the fourth. Rounded into a 5-4 fielder's choice. His last at-bat attacks the first pitch. He was on top of it, guys, but to the screen.
Yeah, I think if just pulled off it a little bit. When he's really going well, we talked about it with some other hitters, he takes that pitch into right center.
Yes.
A good swing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hendricks' season long was 5 innings, did that early in the year versus Milwaukee. ACC long outing was 4 innings. He did that versus Notre Dame.
Most impressively, he's been a strike machine today.
Outside, 2-1. Taking, and it's a strike. Yep.
That's that smaller cutter slider. Back to back right there. That second one's better action, more depth and down. Zuckerman wants to clip that ball up in the zone. You got to stay down on him.
Here's the 2-2. On the inside corner, strike 3.
Hip slider. Throws Zuckerman on the inner half. Those are tough as a hitter because you see it coming at you. You think ball on the inner half and it just freezes you on the inner half. Tough to take right there on the flat.
And it's been three pitches for strikes with Hedrick. We've seen him mix in a changeup, not a ton, but he's really commanded the zone.
It's a quality pitch.
Fires high to Schmidt.
It's a fine line with that pitch. You know, sometimes those are inner half and easy to hit, but then if you throw it right at the hitter, it's hard to hit.
Schmidt's RBI double came against Hedrick in the 5th. 2-0. Hedrick, you could just tell by the way he's comporting himself. You can't tell him he's not the best pitcher in the ACC right now.
He's competing out there. It's really fun to watch.
He's set down 6 straight since Brocious' home run. It's a wave and miss from Schmidt.
Horizontal break on that pitch was 21.12 inches, so it's over 21 inches of break.
In the zone, 2-2.
Looks like they got some guys moving around, but no one getting hot. This is his game right now.
Pitch number 58 is coming up to Schmidt. Bounces away. Hernandez on deck. Remember, Alex Hernandez appearing for the first time since April 25th with injury. Does have a hit tonight.
Should be interesting. 3-2. Very, very curious what he's going to throw here.
Lashed foul by Schmidt. Just challenged him. Yep, center cut.
Maybe his best heater of the night at 93. I think Schmidt might have been thinking soft, kind of an emergency swing.
Right.
His hands are good enough though where he can let it. He trusts him. Lets the ball get deep. Knows he can work that left. Two at-bats ago, last at-bat, 2 at-bats ago, we saw him go to left center field. He knows he can go that way if he has to.
Pops him up. Backspinning into foul territory. Quagliano, comes up hobbling there, chasing after it. It's out of play. But Quagliano, remember, took that foul ball off his knee, his last at-bat. Hope everything's all right. I'd like to see a guy
moving around out there.
I'll tell you what, fellas, we're seeing both of these teams grind it out, battle it. No outs are given up. Hedrick on the mound, bulldog.
High ball 4. Couldn't get that breaking ball over, and Schmidt earns the walk.
Try to go to that slider one more time and just missed it up.
Really good job there by Ken Schmidt. Letting that fastball, 2 pitches before in a full count, beat him, gets enough of it, fouls off a breaker, again full count, then lets one pass high.
Alex Hernandez had 2 home runs in the Duke series last year, 7 on the season. Late on that swing.
Looks like Alex is coming off just a little bit tonight. You kind of see his stride. Looks a little bit bucket to the pull side down the third base line right there. Got to get through the middle. Get on top of the ball through the middle of the field.
Over but low, 1-1.
In that specific spot tonight for home plate umpire Brandon Cooper has not been called a strike. It looks good from where we're sitting. I think both sides, when they're pitching, feel good about it, but it's been consistently balled.
Banged into right for a base hit. Schmidt runs through second to a hold up there, bobbled by Hamilton. But Schmidt stays put. Inside out swing by Hernandez, and he pushes the game-winning run into scoring position.
That was almost an emergency hack again right there, Dusty. 93 on Alex Hernandez's hands. He just sends it perfectly in the 4-hole.
You know, Brocious had the swing to tie. This came off Hendrick in the 7th inning to the opposite field, and now he stands in with a chance for the win.
He went right center. We talked about it being a clinic last at bat.
Ground ball, knocked down. They will avoid the tag. Schmidt out of the base path. He is ruled out for the second out. Trying to avoid the tag from Quagliano. You see him still bothered by that foul ball off the knee, but at least Chase Schmidt fellows out of the base path, and they'll rule him out.
And really interesting, I'm not sure where they were aligned. I'm
going
not sure
double play
the
right
play
there,
isn't
Dusty.
5-4-3 double play.
Yeah.
I think you're Duke. You have to be wondering.
So when the ball's smoked like that, I know Brocious can fly, but when it's hit that hard, I've got to go for the 5-4-3, get out of the inning, get my offense back in the dugout. Now, the Jackets have another shot here in the 9th with one more out.
And the other thing
available.
That's really interesting, I think we need to call out, typically in this situation, if Brocious is on the bench, you're pinch running him, especially with Hernandez in the DH spot, who's now on second. Even before that was Schmidt, but because he entered the game for Daniel, you don't have that luxury.
Yes.
That's typically where you see him used, especially off the bench.
Now you see Quagliano through gritted teeth is coming out of the game. Tip your cap to that man. Really gutting it out. Senior Tyler Albright will take over. And I think they're going to move Anderson to third. At least that's where he's going to be positioned.
It'll be interesting to see, though, if since they did not turn the double play, if it'll cost Duke right here with the extra out for the inning. Now, do they turn it 5-4-3 with Brocious running? Maybe, maybe not. But that ball was smoked.
But
He was
either-
barely out of the box when he fielded the ball, so you might turn that.
I could maybe understand it with no outs, right? Because then you're concerned you don't turn it, sack fly, ball wins the game. But with one out, I think I'm with you, Coach Mo. I think you got the play is 5-4-3, and it does look like they're going to put they pinch run, or is that?
That's a pinch runner for sure.
Got Brocious at first, so pinch runner for Hernandez at second.
Also, Anderson moves over from second to third. Carson Curris at the top of the order. Homered in the 4th, the only hit he's had today. Also, Hamilton moves from right to second. Trope moves over to right, and Albright will be in left.
Stevenson on second is the pinch runner.
Representing the game-winning run, 2 outs, brings up Curse. Low and in, ball 1. Burris is on deck, although he's 0 for 2 against Hedrick. So 2 is Curse with a pop-up and a strikeout.
Coach Ramsey going for the possible run scoring single from Curse here in the 9th with 2 outs. Pinch runner.
Georgia Tech 1 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position. Curse 333 runners in scoring position on the year. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Look at the sink on that.
A lot of bore. That's a bowling ball that he's throwing up there. A lot of sink, bore, run, down and in on
Coach
Curse.
Mo, if you're Curse here, right, you've seen big breaker away, sinker in. What are you thinking?
I think in middle. I have to stay middle here.
Lays off, bounces away. Oh, Stevenson breaking for third. And he is out at third. James Ramsey wants a review. And we will get another look to see if that was indeed a tag out at third with Stevenson pinch running.
It's a slow developing play. You've got to be 100% in this situation trying to take third base. It cannot be a banger at third right here.
Yeah, and
if there's any hesitation at all, you have to
stay.
stay in scoring position because you're going to score on a base
So
hit.
I think a few things that maybe if I'm Stevenson, tough angle, not sure maybe how far the ball got away. Strand didn't do a great job of keeping the ball in front of him. Did a really good job of locating it. And then at third base, Anderson just moving over there, right?
Tremendous
Makes a
pick.
really good pick. I think he's out.
When did
It's gonna
that
be a tough one to read.
glove definitively contact? It looks like his right forearm closer to the elbow.
Yeah, he's going to be out. You got to be 100% because if you're not sure where that ball goes, to your point, Dusty, if you're not sure of the angle of how far it gets away, you just stay at second base.
Yeah, I think that glove got contact. Boy, Stevenson got to the base.
And the rule of thumb on a BID ball and dirt has to be horizontal movement away from the catcher.
To where you can easily
easily see that horizontal movement on the baseball.
Yeah, the Jackets run themselves out of a potential game-winning hit. Call stands, and we go to extras. Now, Strand has been picked on a little bit in stolen bases, but defending the ball in the dirt well, lasering a throw to third. Let's go to the 10th, tied at 9. Friday night for Georgia Tech. 9-all. As we go to the 10th, Anderson, DeMartini, Marsh 2 up. You see the surge in the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings from Duke. They pulled ahead 9-8 on the 2 RBI single by Colin Anderson off of Mason Patel in that 7th inning. It'll be Anderson to lead off for the Blue Devils as Georgia Tech game-winning run was cut down trying to advance to third base there. In the bottom of the 9th, guys, you have to be certain because there's too much on the line. But you just have to wonder if Georgia Tech ran itself out of the inning, and Duke has shown the opportunity and the ability to seize on some of Georgia Tech's mistakes tonight.
Well, young player right there, and my college coach, Hall of Fame coach, used to always say, you always have to know score, out, and inning, and that makes your decisions, that determines your decisions offensively and defensively. Score, out, and inning.
Anderson squeezes it low, takes a ball. Anderson not only the 2 RBI single, but had the home run to lead off the 5th. Very productive day for the freshman. Yanks it foul and hit a long ways.
He's got some bat speed.
Yeah, he's getting to that inside fastball, no problem.
Yeah.
We saw him leave the park on it, and that one right there, to steal your phrase, right? Buggy whipped again.
Buggy whip. There you go. Old school.
Fly ball, deep center, but off the end of the bat. And pulled in comfortably by Burris for the first out. You felt a lot of the angst when that ball was struck by some of the fans below us, but turns into out number 1. Couldn't quite barrel that up. DeMartini has barreled a couple this week. 2 home runs, in fact, on Tuesday. And a single in the 6th. 8 homers on the year. A wave and a miss.
And he has a lot of power. His max velo off the barrel, 113.7, and he's hit a ball 444 feet this season.
First team All-Atlantic 10 at Dayton a season ago. Began his career at Penn State. Rope foul. And it's 0-2. 5 strikeouts for Mason Patel. It's a season high in relief. Remember, he began the year as a starter. What a bounce back this could be for the Blue Devils. Not just within the game, but the way they had been struggling coming in. No chase there, 1-2.
They do not look like a team that's lost 9 of their last 10.
Not at all.
And one win was an impressive one, though. 3-1 over North Carolina. Trying to add to their tally against the number 3 team now. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And down goes DeMartini. 2 away.
Challenge fastball, middle of the zone right there. He's had good life on his fastball tonight. Velocity's where it's normally at, 90, 92. But what we're seeing live is telling a different story. He's beating bats, especially when he climbs that ladder a little bit more past the hitting zone.
Some great movement on that pitch as well. A lot of life.
Bobby Marsh 1 for 4, a base hit and a pair of strikeouts. It does get the left on right matchup. Ball one, misses outside. Marsh, a winding path through Division I baseball. Redshirted at Florida Atlantic, then to transfer to Penn State, to Miami, and now repatriating in the ACC with the Blue Devils. Works the count to 2-0.
I'm interested to see if the Jackets do get through this inning, which if Hendrick comes back out for the Blue Devils.
He's got to be close
fantastic
to the end of the line,
now.
right?
Yeah.
60 pitches. He's been very, very good.
Just outside. Now 3-0. Duke has yet to draw a walk tonight. They've struck out 13 times. 6 from Patel. How many takes might Marsh have in him? Swinging on 3-0. What do you think of that?
Interesting.
Very interesting.
If you're Duke here, you want runners. You got to feel really good about Marsh at the plate and trust him to make a good decision to give him that green light.
I mean, he has 3 home runs on the season right there. And they let it fly.
And the 3-1 misses the zone. The first walk of the night drawn by the Blue Devils, and it comes at a critical time. Now you also have Marsh. Again, only 1 stolen base on the year, but I know Moose didn't come down to Atlanta to play conservatively.
Well, Mason Patel does a really nice job with the running game, and of course you have Von Lackey, in my opinion, the best catch and throw guy in the nation behind the plate.
Second at bat for Troke. Popped up into foul territory his first time. A strike from the back door by Patel. Jackets will have Kearse, Burris, and Vincula 1 through 3 in the bottom of the 10th. Will the game stay knotted at 9 when they do? Had him fooled.
Filthy changeup right there, down in the strike zone. It's amazing when these pitches are down and soft, how much better they are, right, Dusty? It's been working like that for 100 years.
Troke batting .286 on the year, 6 hits and 21 plate appearances, and he stares at the ball low. Has drawn 5 walks, 4 RBIs this season. 9 all in the 10th. Tried to backdoor him, didn't get the call. It has to be enervating for not only Mason Patel, but everybody in the Georgia Tech dugout. All the partisans at Mac East Baseball Park. These are eyelash misses. He's not missing audaciously.
Gotta love the crowd really into it tonight.
Troke strokes it down the line, and Vincula sprinting over, makes the catch on the den run. Would have landed in foul territory, but Vincula retires aside. No runs a hit and 1 left on. It'll be Kearse, then Burris, then Vincula in the bottom of the 10th of this 9-all game. They'll need to reach that average if they want to emerge with a win in the series opener. They'll face a new pitcher. It'll be the senior, the veteran David Boisvert.
Yeah,
pronounced just the way it looks.
Boisvert, really good stuff. 11 appearances, 85 to 88 with an excellent off-speed pitch mix. Really controls the strike zone. About 3 walks per 9. That is the standard. This is one of their dudes right here in their bullpen.
Face Kearse, Burris, and Vincula. Hits are 14-12 in favor of Georgia Tech, which fell in 10 innings last Friday, upset by Xavier 8-4. Which snapped a 13-game home win streak for the Yellow Jackets. Kearse and Burris have both homered, and Vincula 3 for 5. 8 combined home runs in this one, 5 from the Jackets, 3 from the Blue Devils.
Look for the changeup. You're going to see the changeup 55% of the time. Loves that pitch. Throws it a lot.
Defensively, Anderson remains at third, Lambden at short. Now Hamilton at second base. Albright's in left, Troke remains in right. A lot of changes prompted by the injury to Quagliano, taken out of the game in the ninth. Tried to gut it out, but you could tell mobility too limited. Kerr struck out Look in his last at-bat. As Boisvert deals. Trying to bunt, pops it foul.
I like it. Good idea right there.
Especially to challenge a guy who just came in an inning ago at third base in Anderson.
That was the changeup right there. You're going to see it a lot.
A drive into straightaway center. Has Kearse done it? A leap off the top of the wall. Kearse sprinting around second. He's headed for third. A head first slide. Carson Kearse with the triple. He narrowly missed walking it off by a foot.
What an approach right there by Carson Kearse. He saw the changeup, stayed through the middle of the field, hit it 100 off the barrel, and barely off the top of the wall. Almost a home run walk-off here on the flats. This ball was smoked, Dusty.
I don't know how the way the ball's flying tonight, I do not know how that stayed in the yard. Regardless, a huge swing for Georgia Tech and Carson Kearse. He's been doing that all year.
And now here's Drew Burress with the infield drawn in. Burress 2 hits on the day. A ball low to Burress.
Another changeup. Loves that pitch.
This morning, Drew Burress graduated with his business administration degree. And just past 10:30 tonight, he may be the walk-off winner. Low and outside from Boisvert.
And I'm a little surprised here. I think at 2-0, maybe put him on. No real reason to face him, right?
You may want to just throw him in there and throw him on first base and see what happens.
Takes on the inner half, 2-1.
Another changeup.
You know, at some point you run out of bases to put guys on. You have to go him, Advincula,
right.
Then you're into Lackey. So it's pick your poison.
It's tough. This Jacket lineup is outstanding.
Off the plate, 2-2.
Another changeup.
Yeah.
He loves that pitch. It's a good one.
Boisvert trying to rear back following the Kearse triple. Carson Kearse's second triple of the year.
Opponent's hitting 238 on that pitch.
And James Ramsey calls time, wants to visit with his All-American up the third base line. You wonder too, might have felt something awkward there on the follow-through, or just wanted to give some counsel to him and the on-deck batter Advincula.
You think about Carson Kearse driving that pitch, that changeup to center field. Like I said, opponents hitting 238, slugging only 286 on that pitch. I mean, that's an extremely low slug. And for Carson to hit that dead central off the top of the wall, quite impressive.
Yeah, like I said, off the bat, I thought if I was a betting man, I was thinking homer off the bat of the way it's been flying.
Yes.
Ran out of steam a little bit.
Tell you what, DeMartini made a run for it.
Yeah.
He came close. He had timed that leap, but just ran out of altitude.
I think he might have thought he was closer to the wall than he was. Obviously not his home park. Oh, they're going to look at this.
They're going to bring DeMartini in from center.
Not a bad move.
Extra infielder for Burress on a 2-2 count.
5-man infield. And you play your outfielders in the gap.
I'm pinching my outfielders a little bit more, though, for me. The ball in center, they're not getting to. The ball on the lines, they're not getting to.
The 2-2. High drive into left field. Launched out to the track. Albright chases it down. Kearse tags up. Drew Burress, the graduate, and the walk-off RBI. And Georgia Tech takes game one, 10-9 in 10 innings. A cap, a gown, a degree, And the walk-off sack fly for Drew Burress.
A degree in only 3 years, I want to mention. That's the definitions of a student athlete right there. And he's got his shirt off to celebrate tonight.
I don't know if that was
hard-fought victory.
Bobby, I don't know if that was by choice, but you said hard fought for Georgia Tech. A lot of credit to the resilience of the Blue Devils. They battled back from deficits of 5-1 and 7-3. Georgia Tech, not only with its 40th win in 48 games, fastest in school history, back-to-back seasons with 40 wins, hadn't done that in 15 years, and they clinched a top 4 seed and a double bye for the ACC tournament. Boy, we were treated to some action, fellows, on this Friday night.
Yeah, it's exactly what we were hoping for coming into the game. And like we talked about in the open, a lot to play for just with this single game tonight. Georgia Tech checks another box with that double bye. That's huge as you get into the postseason. Duke hung around all night. They kept fighting, kept coming. Georgia Tech in the end does enough to get it done.
Looking forward to tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. Should be a great one, Andy.
We'll see you then. He's Bobby and Dusty. I'm Andy. 10-9. Georgia Tech wins. Thanks for watching this presentation of ACC Baseball.